up too much of today. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. If you fell down yesterday, stand up today. There esinrano. You don't need to hold on to whatever that happened yesterday. But I say ya papa say ya bone the esinrano enya siewie. Enti no ehun ko hia say eda foforo ya papa ne dia dom wo no. Wado aka atiasefo ho a wo akwanya se wo be pema ko animu aye adwumade ama niam akonkan dia ama wo no. Wo de be dwen enra de esi ye ho dabi. Enti Will Rogers say, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. And ready to see yan a crasesi. At the party, one yet so Pimuko anymore. And son, I know an incident ready to see yano. Almost said the sea rano a do them. Ama a neya yaka say, just say, one naminano, when it does war chi. Me pacho. Near what dan and Nishan a chino, what Pamacona anymore, what sounds so kind of Nishan a chino, Ayana and Pempino, and the Musuan in some one and Amo. I don't want that lot and the bushia. And ye say, a Japadia, my jaw, my chinano, Munyan and Peremonqua. Oh, Quano, can I want none near and Krawachi? One more Japadia, one more quarter chronoso, one more Timia. In a twinkle of an eye, say Japadia, no, Eberewamonwa. Not a more Remo. Bible cracker said, Nipa Kuma will be a Japadia war. And tonight, Dema Lot in a bush, yes, say. A Japadia, one wise over the years, almost our Tossono. Yes, say chrono asafi who are say chrono nyina na wamu just anya pade ni nyina na guo wamu kwa wamu nam kwa so etumrika ekọ adwane age wamu nkwa na wamu kra no ane emma menka say ma ni brade na emom no empempena de ade emma ni je ho pa wabadane na ni hwe na chi na wadane ya nekra na ti no esua no osuo na koma mu ne na adwene mu ne tirimu ne se ejajapade we nyina no ye jesi ya ma na sai kwa baabi a ye kɔ no ede ne ebenya afiri hɔ wadane ne hwa na chi alo dane ntini sie saa de ne gyina hɔ ma emprempren wa hawa ukɔ mu nura ne ya wo fa mu nura no adopai Will Rogers se ankantra wo se. And now when you have the sin rano, and now when you have the sin rano, a serious a kamu. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. And right there they see, Sikana who can himself about Amma. According to another one, this one who pass out to the rano and to me a memu. And unless I did some Fase da masaf Yehowa na pem ko animu ya dwumade brewu majani ne esinra na nya sia wie emperifo se kese wo yanimu kese wo kan entanopai ne esinra nyina no ebezanka jamu gu ho na de ewo wanimu no fo ani to so na ye ho adwumaden ama de esinra no ento so wure ene oh yes sir enene enna aka wani mu nyina no enya ade obeye bia beye ye esanse ukọ wani mu de na nso no wadwen ne wani ewo wachi abrabomu atete abrabomu koda na wo hawa pinisi nyina no abusua empempi mi kacho se etwase si esia papa mu obane mu fasedama saf Yehowa wanu no anim ne ye no ye ma ne ma entanura wahra de kasia bi edi wadwene wotirimu damo ama anopai wo sode ya no inside se oba sode na waboaboa ho se adwuma bi na wo kɔ a wato na mo akɔ no wama saa de na di wadwene mu damo nti oda so da kete so emprempren be ba cho sode na osiana ba pa ho sima aduana nwɔhwe sode na dware na kɔ onwuma so na esi nura na esi awie atwamu Esunsuansoa no de ababa ana esunsuansoa de aba nanso no enane wani hwe wachi ama enura da de si ya no a sabe aburu ede wabra bɔ no wadwene nyina ba afɔmo no emma saa de no entɔ so re ene pem kɔ wani mu enhwe wachi ne ade ya enkurumdie mapa ebeba etanopai Will Rogers asɛm a ɔka yɛ ne yɛgyina so na yɛde akyerɛ wo sɛ ɛmbere pɔ wɔ animu kɛse wɔ kan na yɛsi no atwam awie enti no pem kɔ wɔ animu. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Yɛgyina wɔ so ne ama wakye na yɛasan so ama wakɔ aba ha ɛyɛ Western Diamond Television Wontumi Radio Western in the Morning dwumadie asu anie mepaatwa no pɛ yɛnkɔ ɛne on Facebook no yeah live wo ho Western Diamond TV wo ko ho a na wa like yem page na fe wanya daja cho comment ni nyina no e de atum de amane ye wo wi a na wa copy link na watimi a share and all that chen so a obetimi atwa ni conversation live on YouTube Western Diamond TV subscribe to your channel no on TikTok also yeah live wo ho Western Diamond TV sa for WhatsApp and a text message ebra 0248071174 0248071174 ne anye bre na yentimi kenkan won sem ni nyina no ade beba no enso emfa emma me din de Osikani Frimpong Manso anopai me tina mu de ama barima ba na kunadu abupra anopai pem kwanim eniema be konkan enso atimi ede abaw me pa chawo ye bisa President John Dramani Mahama na anopai say it's been 3 days. Nansanye Anna Sami Jenfi, CEO, acting CEO, Edema Gold Board. Etam eye sikapuduo, ediche eye sofu konfo agrada. Watam sikapuduo in dollars, ediche sofu konfo agrada. Na yegyina ye nim se Ghana yen settings no ena afei emra no a ene ebata eye abayadwumayefo ho no nyina no da no adakora de President Mahama ko lanche ye no se na appointees no should eschew opulence and they should be ready to account to the people anytime they use public funds. Enti say ejina no kura sunum pa Samuel Jenfi acting CEO ma Gold Board no atomra President Mahama code of conduct no de ba ye no ano sa adano ada Sami Jenfi ato sa mra no. It's been 3 days yenya any communique from the presidency and okay what is happening because say under any serious jurisdiction no anka by now the presidency should have released a communique. And Sami Jenfi so special say and ye President Mahama darling boy intino. Nyabran samone sem hunu a wodi ye no. Enya ade a abenya wotisue ebetwe na so. Anka obi foforo na ye o ban dada no mu a anka by now. Anka presidency no issue a statement dada. Ejanopai we are calling on the president. We are calling on President John Dramani Mahama to issue a communique with regards to sanctions and idea whatever by Sami Jenfi. Because yaka nyina ne papa mutini yaka no. Abaduma eni onya ankura duma eni mpo and display such opulence. Na abaduma eni a me etua metua wo etua utua ya boaboa no etibi di tua eye abadwa ani nika na o display sa eye opulence yi publicly ama me no mienu hunu on camera na ehunu a na ye di nkomo a na by now 3 days in ye nya info bia from the presidency a my Ghana baby a e ka kono ani enyan can you say blow big time Sami Jenfi? The right thing must be done in this country. That is all. And we will speak truth to power. It doesn't matter whosoever is in government. And near Abano, they say sani esese ye ka no saa pepe ne ye ka no sa da no ada ekoye wo bi a wonu momu kura no ecology complain say ne sika ayira the real sika na ndc fo sami je fititiw etwe nsam no sra ne abasa e ma special prosecutor etu nsam no wana mo ma ne be de jawo memu ha ama wo nam sa kwa no so bo maame abna dapa krono a ebi ani entino what is the OSP waiting for? What is the presidency waiting for? What are they really waiting for? Edia pa ena enia ye kase wom airtrain. And in 3 days in here, we have not heard anything from the government, from the presidency with regards to Sami Jemfi go you can say dollars are what they say the needy or suffer konfu agrada. It an pay. We are calling on the conscience of the so-called CSOs. We are calling on your conscience to say, near Asino, you should prompt President John Mahama. Say, idea el guna by hufi. Etino, Ghana for pe entremu and a fee near sanctions are what the best sanction a yes Samidemfi. So entimi sanction Samidemfi pa natural say adano ada the code of conduct no okọ lunch ye ni nyina na yensem hunu. That is it. Yeah. So entimi sanction Samidemfi a natural say adano ada code of conduct President John Mahama call lunch ye nyina no sabi aburu sabi akudonto. The public servants, you know, everyone say, oh, where do you have that be? Oh, I didn't be any more. Young fan, young man, non fan, young matchina. It's not pay. One more can be one more band that an abraso, a brother pan some by ya, one more chain as Rania Basaka and Sembe Benuano. Woman, no, do one way a dean. One more swam back as Sasu air defend this idea way. Oh, my Ghana, baby, I drew in you. Public servant. Wobi aye adwuma de ma wo man no. Onya sika da ben. Utam bundle dollars bundle e de che. Just like that. Say nipa no wo try so obeboa ehiafo wo mu a mobrowafo. Sofu konfo agrada ya mobrowani meboa. Really? Eti ya kan President John Mahama Wadaroma. 3 days in here. Yente hwemfa ye Samuel Jemfi ene maame agrada dollars no ensem no ho ye enrada Julius Debra the chief of staff etonsa fresh Sam Jemfi na information e free ye presidency wo ba ne say ene there was a closed door meeting between the chief of staff and Samuel Jemfi na wo mo wie meeting no aye Sam Jemfi pie no wo hwe na nimu pa no de ba to say ye twi na nimu pa. And you know, the actions are President John Mahama through his chief of staff, no, at the beba. Now, you know, I kuma etimi atoy. I'm now set as an example. So I don't know that Sami Jemfi, Akasa, you may use Reverend John in Timufadro as a scapegoat. President John Mahama, the Abbey, use Sami Jemfi, wow, Jalen boy, as a scapegoat to serve as a deterrent to other political appointees. Womunya tumi ana sabi aburu sabi akudonto ayam te sade wo tese ayam te sade wo mani nyina ayo mo dia na de wo pen wo mo ye you Sami Jemfi as a scapegoat. Now I want to say you are a serious president. Sabi aburu wo ma wa appointees emu wa ban hufi based on the what they can buy the candidate. Enti yagusu ya watwe mu ya kwan 3 days in here. And then quite we na de che so 4 days in here. Ye de kwan. Ya hwese President Mahama be gira ne mudie mu akura ne mudie mu etu anamo esefata se wotu adefa asem no ho a. Ye nyina ye hwe. Ye nyina ya bie ye ni ya fi ye ni gan e na ye hwe de ebekwa kosi. Eti no 3 days in here ya wa twen mu. Me pa chawo Standards and Poor. Womo an international rating agency. Na adano adom de betu mu se eni ayeka say Ghana cedi no are the best performing currency in the whole world. And yet brabehwe the finance minister Kezel Atuba forcing ni nkonkomua nyina sode President Mahama ne NDC fo konkomua nyina sode yaba ye reset bibia ba ya kama na de kasa bebrebe nu an anya no para standard sampu aka yo wo mo se ene ya kasa yi sane abai gold border wo de ba ye no ehye ne tia ene abai na ya to ye gold from artisanal miners no ho no ebe ye kakra no ebe affect woman Ghana the cocoa industry na meme de me sonkra enti mamen kinkan eye statement standard sampo SMP e release ye with regards to government gold purchasing you can say when we sign woman artisanal miners assign ne ya ka say wo to gold dey free artisanal miners in ho o say SMP Standard & Poor warns Ghana's gold purchase initiative threatens cocoa sector stability. Global rating agency S&P has cautioned that Ghana's gold purchasing initiative aimed at formalizing the artisanal mining sector and enhancing export earnings could undermine the country's agricultural sector, particularly cocoa farming. The warning comes in the wake of the government's intensified efforts to regulate the artisanal mining space through the Ghana Gold Board, which has been granted exclusive rights to buy, sell, assay, value, and export gold and other precious minerals. According to S&P, while the initiative has led to a marked improvement in gold export amid strong global prices, it may have unintended consequences for agriculture. The government initiative to purchase gold from artisanal miners is formalizing the trade and significantly boosting export, particularly in the context of high gold prices. However, this has negative implications for the agricultural sector, especially cocoa farming. S&P stated in a report assessing Ghana's recent economic performance. The concern stems from the increasing shift of labor and land resources from cocoa farming to artisanal mining, a trend which could depress cocoa production, a key foreign exchange earner and source of livelihood for millions of Ghanaians. On the fiscal front, the agency highlighted that Ghana's fiscal performance showed signs of improvement following a challenging 2024. While the fiscal deficit on a cash basis aligned with the revised budget, S&P pointed out that the accumulation of arrears of suppliers and contractors led to a wider deficit on a commitment basis, extending or exceeding projections by 3.7 percentage point of GDP. Okay, and the S&P Kenya say Sani aben baye watintim gold board ya wamo to gold free yet wamo eye from agudie ho adwuma no ene saa de no aban no atintim no yanko anim no bedru baabi no wamo koko kuayo mu nyina no ba be jado mo nsase no de ama eye wamo tu from agudie na basa ebenya a negative effect on agriculture, specifically cocoa farming. Enti, you see, usuma brewa, and ye baby of a cotton union home, and they are buying by me say, a buy way, our trimu pop bonny be the marco a criafo, our memoir. What better gold board? I say, and nay, one qua, a buy no qua, some of the qua, gold board and qua, and I want 2 million when you say. One more to gold. One more 2 million akoya so mo di gold ho dwadie e wo memu ase. Enti akoba ne saa no kai na sha no so se wo man Ghana. Yan cash crop ba ko ye koko no ene e ho ba beka because amanfo ro hu se emprempren aye ka sei aban na regulate aye the mining sector ene wa kira amanfo se unya gold afabra ye nto a Koko kwere ni tuodi yoza abai we kura abai ni kura no koko boto kura wa ntumu ye what opposition na no tobe me ba betumu abanda na 3100 no odi amamo no frakadam wo di be we abom kro no ntino me ba be to eye kokoo botomu e dey cost 6,000 wo ba no say buo say biti opposition na me kasa nsem ni nyina no say bia buru na me nkasa mfiri mitirim enti de wo ho no munso mu sa amfa mayen onye aban a utimu odin na wo ye widini a wo pese wo gu kokoo adwuma no a wo betu sa na mo no enti de eye standards and poor international rating agency said ya ban no say government gold purchasing from artisanal miners to have negative effect on agriculture, specifically on cocoa farming. Abusia, some 4 minutes gone past a year 7. You better say, some of the artisanal miners in the Benin, come say, gold body, Wamusha says, one more pretty no, one by Jumano saying, Anna, Echo, saying a Jumanetia. Yankwa Manoso, na Yanede, Ashanti Regional Organizer, at the man a year Small Scale Miners Association, Yera Kokudria, any a year encomo. Of a Kokuano Pay Marching. Now, Ohunambo, dear. Ohunambo, Edanyamiase Papa. Kokuada, my dear Dika Yankwe, good body by ya and nay yet into my mra. I may take over PMMC no. Madaroma, Muamutu from a good year. And praying, Majumano, saying, Anna Echo.
Yo, Madam, Namacha, no tea for you now. Say, almost in Cata, dear. I mean, you shed that home so bonny dear. If we say, as a foreigner sport at the end of the year, Omdoma, dear, not to form. Now, Emma, we are going to need Bama Pandia. Or my standing the coin was next month, and Sana, a band in a good board, so I take over, fully over. So, and you know, the bass and the head and I think, Bonnie Bia. Now, said, yeah, I almost $1 no so eco form, I'm a good nose so eco form. Definitely, and then Tiama into me who say, good board and non a buff, a man above from an say $1, but only a new say $1 a buff from. I don't want a year.
Okay, and you know, gold board, no, and yeah, artisanal miners and a small scale miners, you know, and she said, I'm brown the buy it yet, and yan take effect here.
Debbie. I'm say foreigners in the take effect, but any Ghana form Bama Pandia, Nidia standing a Sunday in Accra, Baya, wow, when you sober to good Biama, good board, no, but Quacoyo on Cratano, a year as some dream and as obey Nansana deadline I draw. Tiadia, a Ghana and Bama Pandia, a trim quetry, but foreigners dear, I'm say a put enter it or Muma or Monto go to you.
Enti boyenchemu kakra enkita wondia ene small scale miners no na artisanal miners na ne gold board mpanimfo ediafa eye de omde ba fufuri wadaroma wo ye small scale miner na unya gold no a ede na sese wo ye wo pese wo ton a kwan ben so na obefa obekwaje license wo he ede na sese wo ye
yo medawase also ye wo mu bias ho mo amto if I get na good board person of the banner. Omo and I want so I won't too good na Casanso say
right.
Name Adia Moma, a woman say, oh, join small scale mine and no Accra. Yen, I mean, yeah, I did not be a chess or small scale miner. I also crowd concession and no, ultimately good. I won't say be our cotton. And I say, also take care more now, but being such a good crowd. And only the NIS obedient to me because of say small scale miner. Which me crowd good. And I know. Now say mom say own crab be ana good no one there. Then also say oh small girl and a good night day. Ako baby. And also so I want to so day and I almost so I would my day in and say yeah good no so eto. Na good word for better from more agitators no to I almost be in kata to me kata say what me to good no and I say oh and I scabe doing self on fan faculty ko be enko enti em say no ansa na benya sankata no omo ye hwehwe mu kakra na say insurance ni na ka ho and I mean wajapade nso a e bia wo na wo mabehwe say de waware ni na sefo say de be ya wontim fa sika no e bia good board for ama sika wontim fa nwane na so ndi fa ko be na beto good ndi ama wo mo em say so mi ti sa no mo mafikan dia so kwanya wo so mo ma lances ni bi and you will be so an PMMC, a decam or more lances in the data. Into a moment, I know the lands in the bar. na omasan a change no ama good board die na yeso ni nyina kwa good board ana eto sa akwan we so na wo fa em so betia akra go to gold ndi ba be ade bia se kura wona se onkrata bia enka wo dia na se wo small girl no eno na me sa ban sa betia de aso mu no no wadi sa pepe no mde gu akwan mu a se em se etiki effect dia na se no ane de kwa no
entino se opeso ko je license na as a small scale miner gold awenya na usu utimi nya akonya na utimi eton ne ho enkro ne ba je se gold board fo ebedimu akote na ebehwe ejapade ne sika wo ana
eno ne ye omo bias na nkasa
okay bias na nkasa
I say I say cocoa board sa no say aban no discover ebre omo no de to cocoa say the cocoa tie no
okay
and the said e be hu say we be ji wadi say wo de o di no kura beti ato good na ma omo ampa no sa insurance nyina no mehwe no account nyina we to account aba ya hwe no ahwe ajapade a waya em say beti ama wontimi free o mai mu ha na so obetimi adi no kura ma omo na de om de no nyina ka che so meti sa categories ansa na etimi de balance na ede ama enye say bia otutu unam na kwa ane de ha wonsem na odi to da bi nyesa na mpeso omo kire omo se jeta no ma no mbehwe omo hwe sa no ma nyina wi na omiti a ansa na ya ma ayede ato good de ama good board enti do mo ne ya kan no na mo ya mine na de a onyanya concession no na o small scale mining association no na so card no so de ya de na ya fifidi na database ni hu sampa gogo ya na hu sampa asuma sia na so benten small scale miner enti na good no wono ho no eno e bia na wo koton no wayi no e wo bia o Manso but bia ko bezo o concrete to ko ton na ma e ho a eno hye wo ho a that's a bit police to eno sa no man defend o sampa o tu from a good enti ho kan se bi ye dey e wo ho now so to ko eno no de e na me to jan but so to de a sa akwan no so na be fa so ofie insurance ho say bia o sika no kwa de to ho bia from bia ko wi na insurance no mom ayede abe cover sa mom na omudi gu akwam emaye say sana omoso mo ye no ai no mom na ye hwe ni mo say e be nsa
enti no mo amoye minus no mo atena se de ahunu eye ensunsuanso bone eni ensunsuanso papa gold board yi enhihye ya wo de aba no ebenya o adwuma amoye no so
yo ebeda wase anta nyamye no ye nyina no ye nim say so be free man for so be fire sika na kwa aya kwa mbone so a eno de nyamye no ye nyina ye mfo so emwa e be say e say eja obi bebu am waja na de say de wa ja na go so seka e de say omo film na mo sika na ye benya no tambia na me kasa asem say nya na de boy ka na ho bra eno de say ni boy ko trim ka no eno de ka ya de anka obi a eni eje ho de mom si e kwa koyi na dream die ene kata hye e be hye mu dia na isa asa kwa de na say ansan obodo ko no gina kwantia no so ade okoba sa ade a na ma asan ade na san say connect bio de mom se pa sa ke de mra na ye adwuma se de to good na unsi ka twitri dia ka ebenya free so fa so de ebenya free so dia am na so se gaga na nyina re de e be fa ne ntuma pefra ko hwe na nse kwa Burkina kra pamo abofo so mo muntu fuma gudie bi ono a be fa to no ho so no watu no hwe no ma muntu no ma oye edwuma ne de kanyame nda bia hwe ne ba side say yesensu mo say no ma but ni nyina so ya na me da bia ka say san fidie ne de edwuma no ti aba bia obetimi de fidie ahyem kina na mo matu akata so ye no mo nsensu no meti aye edwuma ne ye no enu mom de kasa aban ne de mta wontimi mfiri so da ben so wo be kan ye Ghana ye wi bo hwe na kata se ne proye aye so pam ka go do edwuma se do to ano ye experience e to ano se die e do we so the woman father kwa na den skasem be found sase because on die nyame no enya adeketo ase di ho agro nti se die benya ni papa motia manage ni yi ye tinya faso die free mu e da bo ma Ghana ho bra ne die eno die se nyina na kro no eye ya ye nyina yetimbi na mom so mo be ye na adwempo Peter die eno die se ka nyame no omuteki over bi na se so ye adwuma ho ne be hu sa fortune kakra ho because sense kasem na be ba no se ni papa ko force na efa anu ya na ye adwene ho e ku papa enya agro
I see I see. And you know, the ohono no, yeah, here no say emre be so na afi the sese mo ye nyina no so no matimi ahya ase a na matimi ayo. But ne kra na aban ba ye galamse kun no kosen de mamo.
Yo me da se. Galamse ne de se de bia na etika se galamse ne kun no enye kun a emre sa. Ese no ade na koye politics kakra bem. Ebom kra nsa bem. Eba ya no wenim se we free wape mesma take over we free wape mesma take over kitambia no ama galamsey na nkasa no yentimi takal ni ani yentimi hu so esie no because say we no say so aban we no so na we ya adwuma wa ha so ayamra kwan so nyamra kwan so we ba also pam sa ankrofo no free ho no mo sa so on so kwhye ho nyese o pam free ho se ho na ho on so kwhye ho ayeden aye ntina ma da bia na ye de ani akokyere ho no sema we aban ba dia good nyina no take over we so aban ba from a good two nyina take over because titru ni forest e kwaye no e kwaye mu ni ese no ho red zone I danger just obi anko I no mineral commission bia no ho betwa o twa dem say wo small scale man kokoye oduma and we pure political because manofo na two sa no man
ba kwa ba cho me ba o man nchiremu kakra wadaroma free 2017 aban sesa ya nanada nkwakufu ado ne MPP aban baaye no mo ana mo ye fama gudie hu adwuma emra kwan so no madaroma MPP fo bi ba mo concession so se ya ban na abanti no mo nyina mo free ho na yenso ye mra me ye adwuma de bi
nyamianim se obi sa anhedan ye se ya ban na obepamo ana se betisa demom aminche wa dikitwa bi
all right
eno de factor edaho maybe say chama want to me and red with Amikasa su. The machines.
Yeah.
2016 that way, 2015-16.
Yeah.
The machines actually by to abani we and any Abraham mama. So say hini box side as a day on so kwajen klata. And also say it's in klata and also no must stop boy. So enti ayesa asum ye no ekon okwaye mu a emu nua na ayede
ehuna mane
ade ni timi na make a chiro time ayema afia be dansa perform ye no akesefo mi no nte we ba pe enti aba sana followers ni bibiri ayede ade achi na ma ho na agame na nsia so be hu a akonta mane ese on krata enso so aban so ba e so san yede eni nkrata anye se nkrata ho so ma ne man ni o se de ya minister kura ko sun ekosun ya branen so ntofo shem no ebi no so ho but once ye nim awo minra ne mu de so ye Ghana ni ba mapa a ukura Ghana card dia wo so tumi mine so ho wo tumi mine no matter how say party we na party bi once I Ghana ni ni kwa de akonya no ho a so tumi yo ya fa unkata se mu na anya wi dia so tumi ya mine no so ke se ko ba se ye ne sei ye ne sei a ma ye mo sa bi another kwan o se nyankopo ya eto aba na aban sa change ya so obi apam obi asema aban aba obi so akopam obi so aban so ayede aba e ba sa Ghana no ye kankro no edin titru ni emani de ba Accra no na de to pakura ayede asa ayede aba adabi me kan ho asem be 4 years ago so ya hwe ya so kombi kura be ba be sa free emani sector no because kofo ye bowura mu no obi kura boni fo bi bowura mu a na se ye prison fo kura ye yi wo mu ya omo adi boni no ye yi ni wi a ehe ne woko eye galam sa ase no omoko ko aban twa ska bia nto ho se obi a wadi boni ana se obi a wa boni bi a wada afiase a waba ne ne ntoto a wo hu bi a won fanfa no dwuma we na me ma na ya da akoye ana se ne boni ho bra se aban hwe ho ana se ye 50 series ya hwe omo nsem se omo nyenko once ye yi no wono o chire ne en okwa bi a galam se ye den ewo Debia na tutu asem ne normal bi dey e koso ti aban so aban na ni esan dey ehwe ho konta boni fo bi abo wura outside pepepe no wi a no be di boni
ba kwaku ye nsisu dua se aban ba ye die ene ye monko ya ban na aba ye party na aba no e doso wo site wo meboa
eno de menka fanada eno de so nyina ye ni tua na se kura mo mother station ba kokura they or interview chairman was chairman bako I'm so council of the diatem
yes, yeah
or the diatem abi o tu good no krum ai ni kwa se utu so what I say and a good no kwa home run if I can your property I Ghana nyina dia so enya o dia party dia and then you dia and there's some crackers na buy no ma utumi never two
right
and the ma utumi a say the obokro no pepe aban ni sika na o man ni sika na we dey ofa we su kwa de krom efie mu a ana mu tu say the silver penny po since you penny po na wo sika wo say aban na aba isa no man dey o say tumi e kan o mu kan nyina so anya sa na e ejiji sa no ma we nyina so ne ko nanim I am many mebunu ya mo bay time dia and be draw no be to kwasem
okay
because I didn't know Ghana ni we were doing kwa John Carter is my bana ba yeah BSC awo yam kofo bebre but okay am say western asefo a ebisi awso ma o ma ntwa mo dem say ka yam kofo no bebre ni eden o basa am no do bebo ani so on te basa ni entertain sa no ma na e de tokwa ne basa ye eden abeba ama ma Ghana so aye asikia pansam nti hono de abana bande o say aban anaso man panyini ba out no be kasem so start na situa na situa dia no be kasa yi say obi a o concession no Ghana di ba mapade so o concession a we nko Ghana ni ntima ma jim fu nsem o ba be kan sa na say e open dia e so mo de betu o fo because say no nya take over ka no say and yes o akwadon kata no say bia party bi kara bi shop I was a man son will be a baby up. But at the end of the day, don't see a 2 video in Ghana. That's right. And a quan of a fast of a faco don't cut to a good dinner, and a man year proper minor. And I say one for Bonis or Ubabe Jeffrey, Ubabe Jeffrey with you, not in a cat of goofy. And I walk with Jeffrey and force. 2 hours to no night, I'm saying, okay, a farmer home and I wear the Utu. And Jabanoma Clay, that's no man winning fever, because once I Ghana for idiot. A good year no onya John Carter utimitu once a ukra Ghana card and kwa Ghana di ba mapade every now mo ya na enti as say China for kwati mi kacho say China my work Ghana my no work na say China for there omo bro futantano China for there omo tibi adwuma ba Ghana for kwati mi adwuma first and China ma we say nyina no emo because ukokuro bi to say Korea South Korea okoho now o kan tokwa now you're a foreigner. The more I can't talk and to quite cost on say would be more near $2,000 a year. Because we are foreigner now by no Romania Abeco. And the Eric Joe and Sakura near Kotukumano after the OD for the Dibem. Also, her crowd won't mean them. So until we have $3,000 now. Senipa no Kasaka Sakura as a police for the Chimoa, no the foreigner no crown, Sana Yabusa no Asana. Welcome to o gonto kwa na ma o mana utu no so feel proud say ampa we Ghana ni na say we South Korea ni enti mra bebre o ho a ba no fa mu kwam so we pin free China memo na ntin free ma ho so na ko hye kwa ye mu nkotu abra Ghana fo na nkasa de ni na ma no ano ha ye pa bi kra ye de ye bre ye boka ye nya na o mu de o mu tunu fu da na mu de kwa dia e ba sa ye kra no o to memo so na o so gu enye papa tie hwe ni sa no nkaka
all right kwa kuma ya na ase na ye mfa wonsi ase ye kwe ni mu no so no gold board fo no ebre ne so a ye beba mo na so na ye ma bedi nkomo why
yo miss me that pa so me kwanya me acheche
very well eti no kwa kudua e na ye ne na di nkomo no upie mu ewo eye Ashanti regional wo no e na ye organizer edema small scale association enkurabata ewo ho some 22 minutes gone past the hour 7 anopay Yegusu a ye o my Ghana ho adwuma enkakra obetimi do WhatsApp and a text message afa 0248 071174 swaba me ba cha utie mo a munim eye ne CEO edema gold board wonya anana nsaka no enra me bobo so adopa so ma me nsan so mo boso tew emfa maw na ene wo mo a wo mo gu Facebook ne won kro ne ba wo mo henya apoto a mo kokko apaya wo mo defend no mo di atam nyina no mo hunu de etue mo poten de eye sami jemfi ne onya ewo eye gold board ho na enra me bobo so no enen so me bobo so ne ya de akai ho but yakoya ni mu no ese some portion of the constitution or articles bi ho a yetimi esa kire mu kakra you can't tell me say wo man asika ni mu a ene ade ase bosia bo ene ade ada na yadua ne die ye kotwa kwan a agese yakoba besia ye kosi school dan ama enkwada atena mu agese yakoba besia bibi ebe bia no asika no oduru bia no just say kwa mo ne de ensa koto ensa mo kobo besia nanso no yetimi amakwan ma ene CEOs of some state institutions sikani per diem ne bonuses ne allowances e de ma omo no wo kamba mu a etimi edi twa kwan wo Ghana ha say. Why are we doing this to ourselves? It is our 1992 constitution no me makajo say a bogus. A bogus constitution a here proper review. Yes. Because you can't tell me say constitution in makwan say only one CEO ne benefit a wonya no. Che say ye kekamba bu a edwamani ebekọ anim. Say etena so a yes an ye ma ye ebekọ anim ana. Yara Samijefi and ye gold board CEO bi obeba no. Sika obeje no annually afibia no sika ye kekamba mu di ama no 1.5 million Ghana cedis. 1.5 million cedis afibia no sika gold board CEO enya edi akofi eno no. Na sa sika no bosumi bia no ye ma no emu 125,000 Ghana cedis. Count sika no 1.25 billion. Ana yadema Samijefi bosumi bia gold board adwuma wo ye and ye or act as the CEO anampo or CEO a bosumi bia sika de man 125,000 Ghana cedis. Now no it is subjected to a 15% increment every year. When you're clothing allowance of 15% of annual basic salary, it no sa 1.5 million Ghana cedis no. Wahamwa bu pay a dunum 15%. Ya wa calculate the man afibia entade a washe ewrade yesu. I know that China state they providing with security. Mienu security personnel mienu. Ba ko bia na man 6,000 Ghana cedis musumi bia. Afei I know that China so a and ye sanso ama no ye can say gardener wo bia bedo do ni fie se ehwo fufu a obedo do de ama no nso musumi bia no wo man etua ne ka 4,000 Ghana cedis 40 million na de ama no afei wo be benefit full medical cover CEO no amu benefit full medical cover ne yere nso ka ho bi ne ma baako enum enso ka ho bi wo ma di 18 to 22 years nyina no wo so be enjoy bi afei provision of 2 company cars Toyota Land Cruiser VS and a V8 afei wo man no ebe take care of car maintenance and insurance and busumi bia no ye manu 1,500 liters of fuel busumi bia no de agu cars ni mu etino car ba ku bia no 1,500 liters car ba ku bia no 1,500 liters na de ma no adwuma oye ho de so eno dan chen so a the vehicles may be sold to the CEO upon contract expiration or termination per the company's asset disposal policy. 30 working days of paid vacation annually, exclusive of public holidays. And you know, afibiano wonya 30 working days. Woman efa hoka, wakwamro ne kodwodwo ne ho. Saa de mani nyina na de woman efa hoka. Ya sanso amano you can say airfare of up to $10,000 annually. You know, and yeah, familiarization tour. Mononia. Who can you know, plane ticket no can you know, woman na airfare hoka. Obenya per diem of $2,000 per day for 7 days. After business travel, so for official duty, no, the CEO is entitled to business class tickets. Hey. The ratio amount $2,000 per diem per day for air travels our travel. After our personal accident and life insurance cover at 5 times the CEO's annual salary. Just say, Abusia, minim what is wrong with air or my Ghana. Constitution no, ana air massa kwana ma yetu sana mui. Knowing clearly so our mind is scanning. Ya niema bebre ho asese ye ne ubekọ baabi no ene enkwada tete nnuase ne yehia de ubekọ baabi no enkwada enya ye kan sen enkonwa ne epono entra so entura de ya de eye concrete and agugu form and wo tete so ehua de and so ne atabiri sika puduo ade amadi pa baako all in the name of say or a CEO of a supposed institution. Who does that? How? When is that no? And they say benefited the politician into no one more 1%. Sadly, no should be reviewed. Benefit to Amadia and will be a papa at the expense of Minumianu taxpayers. No, ye dear who yet see where dear who any at one years so sad near my way. So, I mean, sir, one and there I can say, Okobo trumpet, Mawafuno, and Adriana Diano, and you know, Yamono, Wadaruma Bosume Swan, I can trust any of them out. And so, Samuel Fee, and yet, Negadna, you are the Domanumpo, your man of 4,000 Ghana cedis a month. Can you imagine this? Nature, remember, I said, I didn't hear, and benefit politicians in it, and you'll be a D one can somewhere. Really? Say, son, man, you're dear. And yet we have a very long way to go. We have a very long way to go. Abusia, Bepacho, and yet good affordable too, just said the city is appreciating. And the Egadifuanua, Mukoto near Manua, and yet Modaswa near Mabuono, yes, Ramo, was someone to teso. One back and Egadifuasa Buona, the Atesuchina, a dientia. One say, City no appreciated there. But woman near buying our tissue with the dear say, well, she said, Papa Bia, or back Coswadia sustaining, and yes, City no, I appreciate no. And to one quattro near my boss on ne. Na adia chini ya denya na ya sanswa tutu ya kan say dollar na sanswa nya hodin biemu a wa maboka. Entino City no I appreciating there e dey ya depa. But eno nya benchmark a won be gina so de atom ne ma boss because aban ya otiswe wo nyini ni so betimi sustain ama City na akoso anya hodin mapa against the dollars entino enya ade a wo mo tom ne ma boss ne ate ne ma boss china we ensam a ene wo say yemfa ma eye ye ka de say Ghana fo a mo bo mo chem so say City na appreciate entino wo mo tete ne ma boss no wo say anchira mo say aban ya otiswe enye magic bi no ye ena de City no ahoden ba nyina no enye aban ya otiswe na aye bibi entino wo mu suro se wo mtu am ne ma bo so a ye kodanya ne na dollar nsa so benya ahoden a wo maboka entino nya de a wo mu ate ne ma bo no so ne ate ne ma bo so kina e wo eye wo ma we mu we ansam a wo mu so e de atudwa me pa chawo on aye I think on May, yes. I'm said, man, Busumi womu ye. I think Mother's Day, no, last Sunday. Were you aware, sir? Last Sunday, na Ghana, ye president. Are you aware? So when you aware, I'm not sure you to say 1992 Constitution, no. Article 60, clause 8, clause 11, clause 12. And making it clear, sir. Wamai Ghana, IATA, sir, President of the Republic, you know, anywhere. When they see a Janabedi, the Vice President, you know. Vice President, you know, so anywhere. When they see a Speaker of Parliament. And indeed, Speaker of Takoradi was right, as of Namus right. Act as the president. Abra president, you know, and a vice president, you know, and your memu I say. And last Sunday, the course so our memu I say. President John Mahama Efri Ghana has say. Eko sra vice president our monone. Constitution it said, Sir President to the 12th from memu ha. As a vice president, you know, act in the absence of the president. Vice President is so and him say since 8th May I can't say Vice President is so for some time now when you memoir was what kwajia yarehwe entino no ani ha President Mahama so echo Vice President baby owo won kono ankase say was swear in Speaker of Parliament, you know. Speaker of Parliament, so two ne two free. Wa memu say on the 8th May, no. As at Sunday, no. Now we knew a memu say. And you know, Sunday, no, and I had the Mother's Day, no. Na Ghana, ye new president. Oh, memu ha. Abusia, very, very serious. Why a constitutional breach? A constitutional breach because Article 60 Clause 8 and making it clear that President Nuwa, Vice President no should act in the absence of the President. Article 11 actually says Vice President Nuwa, not President Nuwa, and yet one man speaker no act as the President. Article 60 Clause 12 the catch say as I say Speaker no eswai say wanuna or act as the President with the absence of the President and the Vice President. Bibi sanko so President Mahama enimu pefe say constitutionally say President uniwa Vice President uniwa as a Speaker no eswai wo swai say wo act as a President. Wanyamu biya until Sunday no na Ghana any president. Ya catch now say otu abade ma NDC. I am telling you. Wamo. Oh, chia. Anyway, ya ba kwa amano so ne adi nkomo kakra ba. Ya ne lawyer Isaac Abu Amanya Ako. MP edema adesia womwo afia abato mpeso aso. Edi nkomo. And rather minority no erezi consensus said and abano otiswano and the unconstitutional absence of the president from the country. You know, Monday no Sunday no na any president will be anti akodwa so say mampani. You know nay and one more action advance you say violate Article 60 of the 1992 Constitution. Lawyer no penalty and car ma yamu achine yamu akwa ba pombo ko de.
Ya mimia na kopona da Roma yamu na bigidi de onso wo ye bibia obia.
Yesu adom ya ne atiefo ne ahwefo nyina so eho eye pa ena no pay. Right. Lawyer anopay frɛ wo a ene and rather the minority in parliament friends central for nhyiamu raise some critical issues to say President John Dramani Mahama, the Vice President, the Speaker of Parliament, and Ghana Mrakuni Nimunu Article 60. And your clauses, clause 8, 11, and 12. And making it clear, say, President, in his absence, the Vice President should take over. In the absence of the President and the Vice President, the Speaker of Parliament should take over and should be sworn in to act as the President. Some periform me saying, no, last Sunday, no be any krum has say, be a new memu has say. Ya swear Speaker of Parliament to in as a President. Wadaroma, sa enkomo we, baby a Ghana edri, ye pejane say, ye dini say, ye ntio.
But that's it, I mean, we can share with you, the good people of Asia constituency and the Western region, and Ghana, I would say. Oba yana attention as a minority caucus. The Oban Penin, Nabidvichi, and a Speaker of Parliament, at a particular point in time, will be in the Omani, not Oya as a Fimpa. In fact, Oya one day, Omani 2 Senaho. Na bana wesi because consider never in the history of this country ena omanpenin na dijichi ena Speaker of Parliament na wesi jurisdiction not said or a complete violation of the Constitution of this republic. And I'm not sure the lack of Amambupa Ghana for what they show Manpenny Mahama Nensa. Another lack of disrespect. Now Manpenny Mahama Nanaba and what them are Oman Ghana, not Nimambu. And then you know, they say, yeah, to Abama Abana. Or yes, a Kadabia, yes, Shadabia, Omani Maya, but Emraquemuno Abana or Gibu or them as a good people of this country. It's very pathetic what has happened, but Yebeshemana Obokekesi.
Lawyer, Wadaruma in breaching a year Article 60.
Has been put on hold. Please.
Mon prompt lawyer. Mama prompt lawyer, mammy say, or they are to hold na yentiventua yen common. So hello lawyer. Okay. Mon prompt lawyer, mammy say, or they are to hold in Tino. When you free hold na yentiventua a year yen common. So that was a year member of parliament for Efia constituency. Hello lawyer. Okay. Prompt mama na fi yentua en common. So me pa chao say president wenim emrano na oye abreast with the 1992 constitution ebu sa emra isu ade na yebetimi dia ye no lawyer pacho timenka
Pacho metuka.
Very well na ye bisa say the SC ya de komra mu a can we impeach the president?
Of course, Alpha in branding my kwandem, but after the process, they call impeachment. I'm a main gender obeying the trigger even that aspect of the law. But also there, man, with the mana why or you're completely unconstitutional. Also there, the marginal why Buddha Ghana for yet Canassia. No, also responsible opposition. Now, I crowd today about Buami attention or man, most of man Bokunin, you know. I may, as a lawyer and a member of parliament, men for advocate the institute in the process of impeachment. Now, rather, no man, opinion, I saw on Fanya at the schedule. Now, once you are a member papa, because Ghana afford the responsibility, man, when the war for Buwa Farmer Constitution. And this is a very fatal constitutional breach. Or a very serious constitutional breach. It's one final action. Now next time, remember when you're there.
Minority also answer raise concerns with regards to Samuel Jemfi, acting CEO Edema Ghana's Gold Board. Dollars or the chair Mamia Gradano and they were specific set and that particular guy, the CEO, the acting CEO, should be suspended. Now, investigations mapa and so yes, koso. Lawyer, your take on the suspension of the acting CEO Edema Gold Board.
Yes, yeah, fair and some trouble in Simoneda. Now, the two kind of food now when they need the exam bureau kodo or manning particularly. Abane appointees are what the two bars on inside the one boy, na chicho man. Obana chicho, one of the cardinal points on the day. You better work and I able to yanamon with a high level of integrity. Na ya so ya more than the Omanem bra Okitayen, so ya the Bayajuma. It is a schedule over out over the weekend. Na wapo baby. Na orich sika na sika orich no all can dollars no one obi baby sade it's Ghana say ye guy see the dinner ye dollars na nipa na ori ye dem dwumedu no that ben no osha say the orobo bra that ben na onya appointment na enye fa na owa wetum we sika pudu dem there say a rich obi ada obotum actually sika dollars also naming to them also it brings in the issue of integrity, it brings in the issue of accountability, it brings in the issue of opulence. Or the example period by Ochede, Nipa yedi too much one said the one man. And as minority, no, you're just a major Philistine and never know what done. So I'm playing Mahama. One channel share. Up the opportunity for others to even do worse things than he has done. But not only the code of ethics and conduct on Penny Mahamasa, or she say, now, based on that, and according to no powers to sanction or sanction the rest of it.
I see. Etiaku and Muno Yakan say, or some form of sanctions from the president.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Na wa nyane sa nso a ede na minority ne be ka dia fa ho.
accountability no return. Yeah, the bottle of Ghana financial washing what they actually what did they judge the presidency of John Dramani. Less than 6 months. Both are one for one man who rana. Meaning Ghana for and at the right time Ghanaians will speak to the good people of Ghana.
Very well. Councilman, you're not an iron phone CSA and I don't pay.
That's some of them not CP and pay.
All right. So, and you know, Honorable Lawyer Isaac Yabuamanya, Member of Parliament for Efia constituency, and I ended in Komodo. Some 44 minutes gone past the hour 7. Me say on Sunday, now my Ghana, any president. Hey, John Mahama Memwo. Oh my God. Abusia. We party asenko bia betimi abu man ni bio. We can't me mu man. Senga betimi abu man boa. Ka betimi abu. Me kura mtie kura betimi abu man no boa. Ne o ye de ope wa kuma kire o se ye no apa ba bia fa. Obi anu obetimi ayo huti. Me boa. But on a serious note, Article 60, Clause 8, Clause 11, and Clause 12. Adding to the mapa eba. And you know, as a president, you know, you should know better, say, in your absence, in the absence of the vice president, at that particular point in time, you know, as I said, yes, swear Speaker of Parliament in. No acting as the president of the Republic. But when you be Oma bag is well poor and I ukoye, ukosra eye, Professor Jedna no pokuajimai. Clearly, wouldn't pay say, when your memu say. Clearly, wouldn't pay so say, Speaker of Parliament in your memu say, you best swear it in. And you know, necessary, you needed to stay. You stay back. Nan krabia pesa o de manino, with chief of staff war, Faman no fanko. As the president Mahama Busa weni nyina egu from one fa ba kukura anya adwuma. Me pa chaw mamen kenkan ye Article 60 clauses 8, 11 and 12 of the 1992 Constitution. And from clause 8 in say whenever the president is absent from Ghana or is for any other reason unable to perform the functions of his office, the vice president shall perform the functions of the president until the president returns or is able to perform his functions. President Mahama Odaroma, send out him say article way, mebua. Okay, Article 8 no. Article 60 clause 8 no. After working kind clause 11 no. Clause 11 in your say, where the president and the vice president are both unable to perform the functions of the president, the Speaker of Parliament shall perform those functions until the president or the vice president is able to perform those functions or a new president assumes office, as the case may be. Enti Prof. Jena no Pokwajiman in your mebuha. President John Mahama on Sunday, so now in your mebuha. Why didn't you swear in the Speaker of Parliament before leaving the shores of this country? We are asking critical questions. We are not singing praises to President Mahama. No. We will speak truth to power. A complete constitutional breach. Union Memuha, Vice President Nia, Adentina Wobekono, one swear in Speaker of Parliament and Swako. Constitution in the HRS, and Yamtia, and I made me Gabanum. Clause 12 say, the Speaker shall, before commencing to perform the functions of the President under Clause 11 of this article, take and subscribe the oath set out in relation to the office of President. Nina Ankoso. Enti, yepe nipakuwa di wa mana shwamonsa. Ya de share ya on serious group and someone. Abaya to ya dadwa dadye. It was a mistake of a lifetime. I am telling you. Oshadi ya kwane anamuo bone ya abaya wabay. Unni ya bosumi ya numumpo. Wachira Ghana forwa. Natural pefe sasa bi aburu. Amamuo mu nyansa ni amamuo mu nimdia pa de. And this ya abaya otiswe abono. That is the fact. Opa on me nya group and me nya adwen yaka. Amemo mu nyansa ne amemo mu nim de. Oh no, wo mu ni bi. So mo bi pan ko mbe hunu say vice president and president enya available. The speaker of parliament needs to be sworn in to act as the president of the Republic of Ghana. Yes. And the so-called CSOs, the so-called were they aware of Sunday no? Say now my Ghana any president ana. Now we are aware. One no manu demu kati abandana na braso no and nay abanse sa ye no sa nneema na ekoso nyina no obi ayedi obi ankasa. Now we are aware. Yay. Are they aware say and the more NDC President John Mahama 2 year on Sunday no e breachi 1992 constitution no article 60 clauses 8 11 and 12 ana abusia o man ne ya chichiri o man ene ya chichiri enti no ne safata a esese constitution no ese yenye no enu a pepepe ene esese yetimi ayo enti enu ano no Ebacho aka yesima no edu mienu na otwe abo a abna se wa be dia mpo ne ochema ba etna se na wo mo etimi ede eye kwanka tamuboso etimi aba adanu ada enra ne enra ti na President John Mahama ewo Lomi Togo na wakasa asamu aka ya no ose African leaders must adopt new public debt management system. President John Mahama enumu asemu nie. Ewo Lomi Togo. Enra. Na wowie ya no. Ena wo sanso dia todwa se. Ene ya ye ka se hwe. Se wono ye president of the Republic of Ghana. Or she a bibi mai amampani enkran se ene wamunyi ntumu preko pese e bibi mai ne bibremu ase no e ka esensen yekomu no wamunyi ntumu se wamonso anamontuo bi e ka ho bi na sa e ka no abesensen yekomu ye ko yanimu no ye manage ye borrowing ebibi mai manage kwan a ye fa so bobesia no ka ne saa na oja tumu no obesen koye aropai ye bisa se President John Dramani Mahama edisa asem no tudwa ene ye empempren woni mu pefe se wo man Ghana ha na yete no enhyehyɛ bia wono amu na ban dia ba no ene nsem wo kan ye adano ada e wo Lomi Togo no ebo abra na yey onimisa ne bo abra ahaw be ba chaw wo man na yetimu no ane wo beye mampani January February March nambosia nko a wabo domestic on the domestic market nko ano na eye bebrebenu a ekobeye ye kan say 70 billion Ghana cedis within 2-3 months. Bosi anko domestic market so akobo ye no na ekobeye 70 billion. Empremplo man Ghana bosi ayabo on the domestic market ne yesen be ba chaw en she say ya and she say be na President Mahama entimi dia guapono so a aba so besia ye bon bredede na no mamu ase no clearly say sika wo mamu ase nyina no ene ya ye kasai ene abamu mpanimfuo ene wa locate sika ndia momo na nya wanwa wo bia wo say o practice a land government sika wo tware ko presidency a little over 2.8 billion Ghana cedis. Abandada no anamo na mo se de na mamuo no nipa bebre gumu a wo mo say o my Ghana sika kra no budget sana last year abandada me twade ko presidency enu 400 million mpo enso ye nya ndisi fuo President Mahama no aka wo bi ebe ye dede saa se aban no ewia Ghana sika wa kasika puduo de akọ presidency o ba ye no 2.8 billion presidency expenditure me kan kura no aban dada na di kan spend some 3 months budgetary allocation ademao entre 9 months no and obekwa 2.8 billion Ghana cedis se wo de koya adwuma presidency wo na ewia na constitution no se bia buru cha se constitution na ema aban mu mpanimfuo akwanya echen yanya yete manum a yetua to no me hunu bi da na constitution no so ene CEO sawodo aboa state institutions na no nyina so no constitution no abom ho ban ama yetabiri sika puduo de amom se wamonye at the expense of the ordinary taxpayer. Yeria project bia ebe o memu ase capital intensive project bia ebe o memu ase this is the satu ensayamo ekwa amro ne kobo besia enso ne yenhwe busum ya katua ye de ma CEOs of state companies state organizations yenhwe busum akatua de ma omo ne yenhwe benefit a ye de ma omo sa benefit ne busum akatua ye twitwa so tete so a yentimi fa nya kwan no a this is kobo besia de koye no yenya huduro ejira wiase nyina nimu say African leaders must adopt new public debt management system. And so back to the base, obafia the story is different. Your Excellency President John Dramani Mahama Wadaroma, man up. Yeah. Be truthful to yourself. Nafe near esese wuti bi yoma o man pejagina pempenso papa no yeah adano da se dey appreciating kakra and ye wam de bom usafo hene enya mu no maye bibio wo no mpebese wo ba ye no wonya hwe ya ebema sidi na nya hoden you know yes you know pass won fa hye bia maye ebema sidi na nya hoden etino credit na woje ade ato forcing the city when I na de nyina no me say the sustainability and a problem no mo nwene kwa mbefa so ambe sustain sa city na ya appreciate no eno ne ye how oze adwadifo no kra ne se wo mu ni aban mu gidie se ene ye city na e appreciate no aban betimi ya sustain etire nya ade a wo ne ma bo no wo mo teso na ateso kina wo mo kwache ne ma bo no so na ade kwache na dollar no ebenya hoodin bie mu a anya ka no mo bebo no enti no nya ade a won beti om ne ma bo so de entia wo mo ni gidie wo aban na woteso ni mu se wo betimi ya sustain city no I appreciate no that is the fact moto na bu hiri kosoro ba famo kikamu na dia no maye wo mo nya hute I am telling you hiri kosoro kaka bom na hwan ato force na de mo misa ne se measures be no de agu apono so ntia city na I appreciate no waje wo credit no one can that is it now we say kwa be fa so be sustain here the city I appreciate no eno no that is a conversation ni nyai sa John be say politics no aye o mamu ase na time dodo time ya kan kura de akireo tie ha na nyansa wo
want to be 101.3
ya kwa ma no so ni ani nkomote wemra okay ya kwa ne Dr. Eric Buachi Yadom oye senior lecturer Department of Banking and Finance ewo UPSC atwa nkobo ne so doc anopa good morning na ohonam ya bokọ de
awada dum ya ho ya na so
Yesu adom ya ho ya pa doc anopa de nrada na President John Mahama ewo Togo Lomi na o address ye bibiman na o kire se ba bia ene ewiase aduru no as African leaders no etimi bom odin pa se won be adopt new public debt management system owie no waka se ebibiman mu mpanimfuo anyintum preko pese eka amene ebibiman no wam ne ye no wam hyehyeye enso eka ho bi doc anopei President John Mahama sa statement ya wa make modi amakwadare wo economy mu yie pa ye bisa se ɛdeɛn paa na ɔpɛ so ɔkyerɛ na baabi ogyina no make his statement no ensunsuansoɔ bɛn ɛna benya ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ebibiman so.
Yeah, conference here, African leaders, Omusia, yeah, Omusia, we had in another thing at but usually when they come back, and the Omoyam is different from what they say over there. It is true, sir, how we manage our debt, you know. It's unsustainable. We call something a revolving debt cycle. I said, you move not the washing, you move not the washing. And in the case of Ghana, that you call IMF over 17 times. And see there, yes, it's our man also. So young punk or so anti-Sana. Then we'll have to also go back to IMF again. And no, they can't put to there. Ultimately, to for now to union. So I think I agree with him that we need to look at how, as a continent, we manage our debt. And as a Debiano, developed countries, another Maya, they determine how we do our things. Or call another conference over Europe. Now, IMF should not tie their loans to cultural things.
Yeah.
They were asking no more about LGBT bill pass and all those things. They should not tie it to cultural things because economic and cultural things are yet the same. I agree with him, but because as Africans and the answer say, yeah, man, oh, because the Botiana, no, I'm kind of watching here, also this kind of year. So, in as much as what you say will make sense, in reality, they also have their own agenda they are pushing. So, they tend to force Africans to do what they don't want to do. Yes, see how we manage our economy so that we don't keep going back.
But the say President John Dramani Mahama Mupefe say as president, you know, near walk and nya or no munukra no ebetimi ayo. Na wadaroma ujina world stage so ekikasa ansem na ubefie na ubeye bibi fofra. Doc, adian pa message ben or de ma the ordinary Ghanaian taxpayer on the street of Ghana. Adiachi say.
At this point, number one, we cannot say, obey this to another one. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. This is his second term coming. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. So, but we will say, yo. Not I feel no boom company is here from another. On society or property and go on more. Then we can put him by that. Sir, in Yama or Kayan, one fine Niduma. So for now, the records on board BCNBI, on board BCNBI, a chance to be at our debt level. Senior man, penny that as I say, or man, Emma, debt levels on a bar from a broad man, baby. Although they suffered the consequences of debt restructuring, DDEP, and the previous administration was dearly punished for it. This administration is benefiting from it. So, S&P has upgraded the domestic currency from SD, that is a default to triple C plus. I tell you, Omano, Esikasem, another city creditors, Omano Sikano, Ghanaian currency, no. And Nemo Air Benyam, and after Nemo Benyam, a change, sending they did that on the back of our debt sustainability. They can't debt sustainability, so your credit worthiness, ultimately, a chair, what can you, and no idea on my opinion that or my opinion, what NPP Abano, or Mutu one or more. Dead restructuring. Emma, yet Ghana cannot be a free. So, Emma, spend a bank in yet to get you to Abosiano. It's Bonibeka, give us a breathing space and fiscal space. You bet to me that to 3 and MIA. And to be able to FAP him, Obia to Fapim, send a bear once so between see a damn papa at the Essiso. Not when see damn papa no could say at a crime Siso. Not a debt problem, so no. Yes, Yamudia. Then it means that near Maudina international stage so kind went to me and find judgment. Yes, so my penny over to me are consolidated the gains that have been made. Now no Ghana currency is doing well. Our credit rating also and also of course everything is picking up. Inflation for over 8 months from last year, and inflation above 4 miles to around 21%. So everything is pointing there. Or minor, you're me as a year. So I should say that this current administration is the luckiest administration to ever inherit a government like this.
I see. I see.
And Yatima said, Oman in the way that will be able to grow. To between Alpha or more into my Efra. And the other Omudian in the previous administration says in Eswaba almost started previous administration almost started gold purchase. Gold for oil, nipa bebree for power more. How will this policy work? But the next year, when we say gold purchase, and then I turn the dollar and other share economy for the first quarter of the year, and you turn gold. Gold injection. I said gold. I turn this kind of abwa and the share dollar nimon. It's about $874 million. First quarter. First, in February, they brought about 120 million. Second, $272.4 million. Last month, $460 million. So, Obama is close to $1 billion. How did we come to this? A gold purchase a share here, and that's all man. Penny that a share here, so all and no, Enna, a boss up on a top about a year near between a day abwa. Or to be injecting more dollars to increase the supply of the dollars into the system.
I see.
And see, where idea, I was a man penny, actually, bomb modern settlement, form, or moving to me, a soul for.
Okay, but one more, a try, dear, essay, sitting now, I appreciate it, dear, yeah. Now, so no, any idea, one more age now, so at the attitude near my bosso. This answer. Woman nim kwan aben a wotisu ebe fa so a wobetimi sustain seed no amane appreciate sa doc wadaroma de egedifo ne ka no wonu omo ya adwen eto asumu de
yes answer want to mean for economy na e operate na control the economy want to mean for so be so on thing and the nipa na hwe se de economy economy na so better so or better so. Also, drop in the city, is more artificial. Money artificial, not natural. And no one can appreciate it. I know no Emma need phone near friend of confidence. And I said, GDS, you see the new because when you're what we are seeing. Almost every quarter, we will need close to $1 billion to inject into the system. And the whole year, we will need over $3 billion, which is more than the money we are getting from IMF to inject into the system. And long as a year, to me, I'm going gold and raise the needed funds now. I see the next so we should be sure, sir. Can we sustain it? About 1 year with the gold injection, is it sustainable? So why is it not sustainable? Then it will be artificial and for any other entity ammonia muscle send your work on. So it should be realistic. And we can be busy draw economic care. That's a big money page that let's perform all of a sudden. There is a shock which is not natural. Example, inflation during COVID. About the COVID, we share line a page cost. There's a shock. Emma then a cost. So I see the a page with that gradually moving up, it becomes artificial and it will be unsustainable.
I see. Etini de adwadifo kan de eno ano no enya de ombetimi ate ne ma bo so yesanse wo mu nim kwa aban fa so na watimi sustain the appreciating of the city currently.
Yes. That's the corporate owners of Sagana Hams. We have a council of non-reduce and address they have what they call wait and see attitude. And the and I think that generally, everybody is watching and seeing, sir, if it will be sustainable. Some prices at the wholesale, although it has come down, but local retail now, Obia ton in Yama senior or ton, yes, and generally, I don't think the prices will come down drastically.
Very well.
And that is to be sustained, yes.
Okay. Doc, my an opinion for here.
Very
well. Dr. Eric Boachi Yadom and Enedin Komono, senior lecturer, banking and finance department, UPSE. Some 8 minutes gone past the hour 8. Ochemaba ASN Chilne Abnasa Wamen Yampon. Twaso Kwanka Tabubo na Wamo Ede Abba. Anopay Tiwe Mame.
Box Amaboho Tracing. Hey. Yeah. What you for?
Electoral area coordinator, Senate polling station executives via Omoaha. Members of the New Patriotic Party communicators now Omunyana Michia Munyana. It does say Sedia Munyana Matino. Year 2024 elections no December. Now maybe elections, parliamentary candidates, every constituency, omoko round, ekodasi, and a presidential candidate, so after every presidential election, from Ejukwahi Nisai
0248071174. They are live on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, Western Diamond TV. On YouTube, Western Diamond TV. On TikTok, Western Diamond TV. On X and so, Western Diamond Television. Bushafo ma menchiamo mo ya de bibia e boko bibia e fa o chemaba.
Oh, obodi adom. Selling
bibia come on
selling level cry.
Da nyame ase selling ne ye de ade a
say bibia ye on
bibia hihye yi
me ma bra bomu ba so ka so hwa me mu tantan de a ene o ka say solan just say
enya kura aye hwire yi
oh yeah a lawless country and this for the remu ide
obia ye de ope abuna boko de
Ofanya me adome ho ye na nso e.
Yesu adome ho ye pa. Na we ma de grinti amesere no.
Debi.
And this fu ankasa pa dia wo problem o. O mo problem so papa. Monim jifa gunu. NDC jifa gunu.
Yeah.
O ye CEO e de ma Ghana Digital Center.
Okay.
Yeah. Radi Yesu. Say nyame tua nipa bi mu ka o. O pa nipa bi ho ntoma ya na nipa bi wonti ase adano ada asa meje mfi koyi dollars de ko che sofo konfo agrada yi ana wakotena Facebook no watchro nsem na tie de watchre o say recently the Sami Jemfi led Ghana Gold Board employed over 300 people who were all NDC food soldiers. In the coming weeks they will be employing more in all the regions. All of them will most definitely be NDC foot soldiers. About your dear natural, assemble a natural. A can't assemble natural. Say, when my yen I to say, a quenya be a bebano, and found a manual kua woman. What you mean, yes, I quenya be so qualifier. Nene. And Krofukuo be a ba ama one be qualify for sa opportunities ni nyano ya jesa ne ma ni nyina dia free omsemo e de ma NDC food soldiers no person kire ano no
na so sika jifa gunu on kan yansa sem bia atirusu bia e ha dun bia be kasa no crampo no gas asma o kan ye ana me hunu say enhye dan asem bia because you see na 280
jamba me ba mbechirem
okay
adegudinti ehunie PMMC wo ho no na nya Ghana for ne afọ ma good gold board ne ba ye no abeyi PMMC afiri ho ama wo mo na mo ya adwuma o PMMC nyina ne ne wo mo tisifie the low be off se company ni ho a wo ya de adwuma mu o company mu ni ho wo no ya de adwuma be na wo be ye ana wo de gold board aba ana wa be pamo ye PMMC adwuma fo e form nyina mo makotena fie ana wa recruit NDC food soldiers jifa gunu enu mu asem na megina so NDC food soldiers na wa recruit am say wo monko ye adwuma na in the coming days you know and ye mo be bar regions na ba san so ba be fa NDC food soldiers na me bisa say anya bia no wo man Ghana ha no aye wo no sebia buru sebia kudonto wonya NDC ni a wonya Ghana ni bia mu ana
okay
akonya se wonya no as a Ghanaian no NDC fo se wonya wonka omo ho a wonka ho ana masema me bisa nie very very worrying.
Yes, I may justify assembly.
Very worrying.
Substantially, I don't want to go partially, but substantially. Oh, say, Obekai say, you're assembly if you buy as the acting CEO of my cocoa board. No, yet you say we lay all no
gold board.
Gold board. Make a cocoa board. Acting gold board. No, we lay workers are now of 280 and yet. And we replace them with 300, which means 20 in addition. All because of all the full soldiers no be in your Jumaye. Allegedly, that's what we saw and we read. You know, the entire maker said, Jifa Gunu and Kanya, the same be a metal swa, a hard dream be say, where afterthoughts, because we are aware of all these things. And you prefer say, and this about Bemuno, such things would happen because Sabi Omono, they did kind of one. And so imagine in Chinima Crampono, the percentage in Chinimano Aquanya Ubenya Uramu Crampono. This a wow effort be a Ube make through means be no Quenya Remu. But pass yes, you and high Sebi, a card bearing a bia Ghanaian. Auta Ghana card, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia effort. And you know, a bad damn or pass being a Jumaye. Timeno, SAB some workano, yes, and hardring, but afterthought, because we are aware. Say NDC ba bemuno such things would happen. It's a man make us an offer that anger no.
Okay. Yeah. Me da say sawa.
Offer me da say na offer make Accra me de be so any say. Won say NDC for ni ya wo eyi ni nyina di adanse say. Na wo empre to me say wo ba bua Ghana. Wo pre to me no wo ba be ye nneoma in their own interest. What you say? Because say wo ka kire say womu afa NDC food soldiers na womu eba be core regions a wodo nso aka kwakofa NDC food soldiers na no no sa no pesa wo kire sen wo fo bia wo qualify a waye adwuma no krenye nimudie nsie bebre no moyi na si nchen na wo so wo kofa NDC food soldiers sabe won qualify by because of say wo ye party ni benti na wo kwakofa no a wo fa is it in the interest of the country what you say because nipa no wonimu ye want to me nye onya competent enough for position na wo de ne kwakoto no but because of say we card bearing member of NDC nti wo so no na wo de ne kwakoye enti nipa bia wo dwen oman ho no wo fa wonye saade no wo de be mo bia wo betumi aye enti NDC fo no wo amasa wo ba beboa yenso ye bra so ne ye amoso mo basu bi Ghana for yen na yaye na yakoto abade ama wo mo we don't blame them we blame ourselves.
Ba eni enyan seriously say o man na ye chechere no sa na ye kono a me de ebedu ba bi ne esa no aban we a otiso etwa no ye sa ye twa de ato the next government no so bana o take sa steps no a wo mo ene o ma ye din no ye mpese e beto o nka o ma mu ha that is it
na wo fa wo
wa ye din bia wo hunu funsuo bia aban a wo ba ye eye no aban sesa na aban no obeba no so etu sa na mo ni bia koso aye bi ehunu sa funsuo ni bi da e wa brabom
wo fa wo say NDC ba ban mu ama the so called neutrals no wo fa omo ho ada ho pa wo se Ghana fo be bie ye nipa na ya hya be hu say the so called neutrals no wo mo ho ada ho nyame apa wo mo ntoma nkasa enane na ansasa me jemfi asem ba yi hwen sem awodo bi a the so called neutrals ni bi wo mo ekeka wo fa mo nya hwinka bi wo mo content asa abra na MPP wo so no ena na wo mo wansem ka se wo mo nya nsem bi anka because ni wo mo kaseti aye no wo mo kra yi ama na chen so wo mo ye ma na chen so
Wamo nkoso.
Okay, easy.
Yeah, the Ebeka.
Okay.
Wamo nkoso.
Yeah, near and so be and papa papon. Minister, if I'm allowed to say something on it, it was my video be and I'm say one of the TV stations. A program was in the penny said the Waka can say many idea for some medium fee, 77 no maybe I gonna for a condemn. I think say no yami autumn when yano ho a bra NPP wa be munua. Mesre no won kana nuntum na party no wo mo hihwe mo hu yie embra power biem because ye mu bia wo fom no ye nim pefense se NPP won ba ba mu a e na oman Ghana nhihye ekwan so oman Ghana ye die kwan so oman Ghana imputu kwan so ye tumi eden ekoyenim ewo eye yen nhihye mu ba se bi ono no enya no ho na nde o pese o ya de bi e de bu party members na be mu a onja emwa no because he's on record our kasa samije mfi sabe one more bra kran $10,000 de obenya and ono no samije mfi kwa kwete one TV station Accra exchange blows ni ade during the communication in the samije mfi obi wa brade ama party ni ndei wenya ne sika bi na so odi no wocha nyenya man ndie yesre na abapapo miniso ya MPP ni ba mapa a deputy communications director for the NPP who was the then communications officer for Ghana Gas. Yes, no. Unja do no emwa.
Why na this opposition man as deputy national communications.
So obomo yede.
Why na the man?
Edi nim say owom.
Aha, why na this opposition man? Yanko animu no certain positions bu party ni mu a wo mo nto so aba.
Oh yes.
No mo nya appointment no. Because no be na deserve appointment. I know be na deserve appointment. Me ya can pay. Ya me ya hwehwe ni mu bia wa say. Sansem hunu no onam a wo ka nyina no eye baabi a ogina mpremprenti no wo yes ade no baabi ogina mpremprenti enti no wo yes ade no onam a wo keka sansem hunu no wo aboa papo agima kunadu party mu a ofri bae ye hu wo ba ye hu
NDP
wo ba ye hu wo ba ye hunu enda wa ba ye yie party no a enne oh god
sese o ma eduma na edi
sese me dwunu wa mentiase we oh eye wo me yanka na se munyano yantinsi nkrata no ne yanku anim mom enkofa na asem kura mabi enkofa na asem mabi enkofa na asem mabi yanko nkrata no mutew right
ofeda se ye bonitew na ya so daily graphic and amede esha se o say truth and accuracy every day o show daily graphic o wakrata ni mu a ofa say yesidi no enya honde pound editia dollar no na no na Ghana fo bi no ka ne sesa aban na tumi aye nhihye bi ama sidi na nya hoden dia ene won hwekwa befa so na enwema bo nso etumi abafam na no na yesi ni piam wate ase sesa aban yi ba ye won fa nhihye bi enwu akwemu a eboa ama sidi no enya hoden ene yetiri bi na aye yie ene Trump wo ye ne nneoma bi asidi na enya hoden na eno ene professor baako ewo University of Cape Coast wo kasa fa ho se a price reduction no of a bit take time send your ma ewadwa manso no ne boa betumi ate abafom no ebeje brepa na enron so na metie trade minister honorable Ajare no so kaka se bi se Ghana yem practice a price control etinya de aban betumi ahye samanfo ntete wo mu nneoma bo so enso aban de dana bre so mo kanya kan se ne anwo boa ye dene aban ni hwe na wo nte so na mo nim se sa bre na yem practice price control Ghana
unze utu eye amana tu onyonko animu a na onyonko ne too smart na obotra na wo betomu a se ne eye wo no sa pepe na NDC for na eye omo no unze ekwamini bia wo isuru ayanda so atiase wo suru ayanda in opposition mo kan ye ene aban no ya to anwa buomu ya to brodo buomu ya to we buomu na mo ni bu pefe se aban na wo Ghana ha no entimi en control price na mo nim ene no a ye sebo mo with your own cup of tea no mo ni nyansa ba be ka kire Ghana for se ene Ghana na e wo no ye aban ni control over prices really da be no mo ni sa de no Honorable Elizabeth of Oswajare, I am ashamed to call you my Minister of Trade. What your position, Diana Manka? I didn't pan manka in opposition. And ne abaya se sama to me abedimu nsamuntino mo kami bifufuro. Na woni me dada. Abraham wabu course ro Ghana say, hwade amode ye na na kwa kufuado. Hwan samu amokade tia na na do Dr. Baumia o mamu ase. Na ente a. Ne ani o mamu ana. Ente na da na asesa. E de pa na aba mahunu say. Aban ntimi control price wo mamu ase. In any case, one more to ade say enka ntira aban say still or you incompetent. Ade kudintu amontu amode amabuo so enie. Wo mo ne gidie wa aban mu so obetimi a sustain seed na appreciate no. Enti no wo mo ntu amode amaso. Wo mo tebuo no so ne na ade akwachi ye da nyane na dollar na nya hoden a wo ma boka. Enti no mo nte so nante so china. Wo mo ne gidie wa aban mu.
Jo. Enti wo fire to aso no your price reduction ne de beje brepa ene AGI 4 ena wo mu ekase daily graphic nim ene wo na first lady ene Mother's Day no wo hospitals ahodo wo mu abatan wo ekoye wo mu adoye no so edaku wakratan enim ene anopai na yera samije mfin so akwakoche dollars so same dollars eno nti yese ya sama no ene obekwa piemu ewo mrahye bedwun wo sorry abankesim na wakwa share chief of staff akwakyerechire mu kratafa to so edu miensa na haptel ofa enya 20 years enti enro wo mu celebrate ye ofa ya tonsa Frimpong fa wo do kasa say Ghana wunya ka haptel obi asa Dr. Mahmoud Baumia dia
enyo obi a na eka NDC fo na eka NDC fo say haptel ye Dr. Mahmoud Baumia dia ofa enra na metie attorney general Yera Dominic Akrutinga yini wakasa wadwumedi na se nanum to ofose dwumedi awodo waka enisa yede ya manyosam na wakan ye metie asese haptel na ye kan say eye former vice president dia enya ne dia woni mo hwe Dr. Mahmoud Baumia dia Ghana fo bi eni na eni yi entra wodo mu twato no so de ye ne hu fi ene NDC aba enti eno afa de wokoso mafo se ye NDC for dada yen NDC for twen kontompo munya huhye ya kasma yenye mu hwehwemu ratafa to so aduenu e wo daily graphic
anobe daily guide democrat no ene na eto asoe Dr. Kabiru Tia Mahama oyewalewale mrahye bedwumni sameje mfin so ebom finfini ha ena chief of staff Yera Julius Debran so ebom finfini enra ana chief of staff tons afre sameje mfi wana ne kokodi nkomo kokoemu ewa bankese mu efa no dollar ya was splash edegu mame agrada so na minority for so esrese sameje mfi ntwa ne tini mfa meto plate mu fambre mu fambe serve mu eno no makoma ebeto mu yemikyerem so mu nyinedi na US court enso enra omo ekọ eye appeal no Yera Kennedy ohine Japan eka ye bon no ewa defamatory case no mu a ye bon ka $18 million against Anas Areme ya Anas no court na hwe no wate so e de aba $500 ano ho sam so e da ha no pay already so yesi re ammunition talisman yesi akere no ewo o my Ghana mu ha Dr. Alex Dade also en a Millennium Excellence Award no wenya abasobode ewo mu ano pay krata daily guide edemu nsembebere no a ede aba abana
metwa so adi a free the daily searchlight ko wakrata no bi rasameje mfini foni da ha ena ekuo bi esrese yen suspend no na yenye nsem no emu hwehwemu na nsem na obetwere gu abefo prama no se wade pa Ghana fa cha woni de it's not enough the daily searchlight enim ena no pay NDC youth yaban ena abaso forestry commissioner no ewo enche wom abuawura honom etutira sam wom eye daily searchlight enim ena we so eda na honorable Hakim Adey ono ena sabre yabona baso some most outstanding philanthropist award no ono ena nsa aka na yewura ye adomboache ena woka kire aban ne se won wo ba ya we yi won mu efri won mu dwumedi ahodo mu apam won over 12,000 no won modern so betumi asan afa won mu na kwan be so no be fa won mu ono a ne 24 hour economy na wokan ye no won fa enfa won won hyase da won fa sa fon ma won tumi enko ye dwuma na wokọ achim asafo a ekire mu se ene track makoma miensa ena akwakonya akwanhia nipa miensa so afem ahwere won kwa daily searchlight
The Chronicle democrat no Enora, say implementation committee and I pa womo. Na abawe ba ye the committee open committee. Yet yan say yet. Ama John Draman Mama His Excellency wa relax alo tutu akwan Togo no nam ho no nam UK no nam ha ne adia because ono ne sebe ne nsan kan na nka committee na ye adwuma edema no na chronic chemu say oh my Ghana abekose mu no sisia no yesan asset record foforo biem sanse wanada energy story bia ye hu adwuma na yesi yebesi second gas processing plant. Yes, gas plant. Oh my God, and also no be ready. Bia now on my mind, so we invested billions of dollars into the petroleum upstream, and on someone pay the chronicle at the Aba Soko project and Rame Bosu say, and they Yabua Ghana Basu pass and say. The spill over a fan and to control Kosovo, Sahelian states, Yampese, Ebebu Afaswaba, the northern sector, Ninti, Yetumia Shabi, a friend Soko project, Ebua, Nels, to me see no equine. Now, your editorial bidaha, Ebrenunti, and can say Bobo, who say, should man found guilty of defilement be sent to prison? Should man found of defilement or found guilty of defilement be sent to prison? Obarema se be fa kwada won so se won obarema di agoro e won pem se be ofa no kwampa so se akora na ti ase ma no se de nye o so far as won so se obedi agoro 16 years and over no e wo man Ghana mbre mu no ye fa no nko efi ase ana e question Accra the chronicle will be sir
Jo. Wa fa me to aso me di the Hawk newspaper and am di eto aso nuclear so am di me to apo e wo me di. Na the Hawk say factual stories worth knowing. Ushako wakrate neni nwa ene gender minister Dr. Agnes Namumulati. Ne foni ene da ha sei. An wase wo fa wo konkrase na emma wo ahwere wo nyuma. Eye over 35,000 ene wo ahwere wo nyuma. Na wo hwere nyuma no nso nkwada wo ehwe wo eye 4 million sankwade yina ene ekom de won. The Hawk newspaper nim ene na no pay we nso eda. Na energy minister Yara Abdullahi John Chinaponi Foni Eda Hasei and was say any Cosmos Energy for aye crado set $2 billion Ghana ye energy drive omu de babeshim oil drive omu de beshim ne tumi aboye pam and also e with the Hawk enim ene anope any e ma me esla owusu ni Foni Eda Hasei na wakasan wotre mu se 2024 aba ye kotro ye na enwema nko ya fama the New Patriotic Party na ebinom ede sobo ebo former president Nadan Kwekufo no wose ye gituma enye yie eno na the Hawk ebisa se ehu behia so obi betumi ewu ede ama the New Patriotic Party amanyoku na the Hawk enim ena we eda ene anopai na baba wabi nso eda ha se kratofa to sonson yeso no de Nigeria no ofre ena wabetena Ghana wa spy hasan ne dwumedi awodian ne se ene wo kwa Nigeria wo krama ba wane de ba 15 years 20 years for ne ate no wo de ba na ye pempel ye do ma mema na ye gigi na ababa wa ba ko bi okofa ne de wo ye HIV positive ono ankasa nim se wo ye HIV positive enso ama ne mema ne hodo de da no wo gi sika ne chese wo spread sa enti sabra ye kase ye jeli ne 20 years yes Ghana ye wo mra wa hapa enti signal a caution enfam ani nuanom e wa Nigeria mo so aye krado se wo mo eba bedi se adwuma no Ghana yen so sonsanfon so the Hawk ena de we enam
ya the Daily Post ena wie na yero se me jamfi ensensem no Ghana ha atra akọ obi Manso na de manim ana pay ana se yero Martin Pegbu awo no ana ka ora team no eho a private legal practitioner was say so me jamfi ni agrada case no it is a match ado nothing say ngozi he envenzi.
My name was some 32 minutes gone past the hour 8. Baby Edri, yane eye abega for esim kunyana ya di o my Ghana mo enkomo.
Boxer maboho tracing. Hey. Yeah.
Na in constitution the BSS Accra bam e mama party na nya hodi no omo hwe no mo tupa na mo. Era makukwe krakawa odi abreye no yenti asese krata no yentini mfa embeto aboti sabi eye politics na ye no akansi na awko mehu obi a okwa akansi na ne sinto the strategies odi abeto aboti se Ghana fo nyina monhwe yenti aye ni 2016 asɔfofoɔ imamfoɔ a wɔn sɔrɔ gyina maa party no emu bi wɔ ha 8 years yankɔ wɔn hɔ bi ɛtɛnɛ otia na no sɔfo bi a na odi ma party na ogya ya yɛkɔ a yɛnkɔ na n'aso yɛnkɔ pa n'akyɛw yɛte committee a yɛwura maakukui ɛne na ɛdan no sɛ yɛnim nkɔfo bebree keka adekonti a yɛndi nkunim ɛwɔ abatoɔ no nanso so as a party na ɛsɛ yɛnya official report yɛhu sɛ ampa yɛkɔ Ghana afaana nyinaa 276 constituencies 16 regions yɛkɔ ne nyinaa ne yɛbusa yɛnkɔfo deɛ bɛn paa na ɛsii yɛ yɛwura maakukui mu ɛdɔm report no abrɛ party ɔmode baeɛ no National Council edutum hɔ naa no yɛte abedwaku a ɛfɔm Constitutional Amendment Committee sɛ ɔmo ntena se makukue nso so abedwaku de report abase yɛnya amendment yɛn akɔ bi wɔ hɔ a ɔmo ntoma ankɔ yɛwura makukue anim nanso so ɔmo proposals wɔ hɔ te saa deɛ a committee ne nka ne nyinaa mbom na nyameboa July yɛfrɛ no extra ordinary delegate conference na party ni nkɔhyia na yɛn constitution baabi a ɛsɛ sakra wobam ɛmɛma party no nya ahoɔden no ɔmo nhwɛ na ɔmo ntu pa na mo yɛwura maakukui krataa a ɔde abrɛɛ no yɛnte aseɛ sɛ krataa no yɛntumi mfa mmɛto abɔnten sɛbi ɛyɛ politics ne ɛyɛ no akansie na awokɔ mehu obi a ɔkɔ akansie na ne sinto the strategies ɔde abɛto abɔnten sɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa monhwɛ yɛte a yɛnim 2016 asɔfofoɔ imamfoɔ a wɔsɔre gyina maa party no emu bi wɔ ha 8 years yankɔ wɔn hɔ bi ɛtɛnɛ otia na no sɔfo bi a na odi ma party na ogya ya yɛkɔ a yɛnkɔ na n'aso yɛnkɔ pa n'akyɛw yɛte committee a yɛwura maakukui ɛne na ɛdan no sɛ yɛnim nkɔfo bebree keka adekonti a yɛndi nkunim ɛwɔ abatoɔ no nanso so as a party na ɛsɛ yɛnya official report yɛhu sɛ ampa yɛkɔ Ghana afaana nyinaa 276 constituencies 16 regions yɛkɔ ne nyinaa ne yɛbusa yɛnkɔfo deɛ bɛn paa na ɛsii yɛ
Moko and I met some wonderful guys.
Okay.
And they helped me ankasa. And I no permit take it 30 seconds just to recognize them. Right. And there's also Biaso solution programming.
Oh, I see.
Walusha pa. Akoya Cardinal. Gabi. Na ye wo headi bi so. Yan papa panyin bi. Na ye wo Dani 1, Dani 2. Na ye wo Bashiru bi so.
Okay.
Na ye wo Darlington. Yo, Mr. Felix.
That's right.
Mr. George. Na ye wo Yimafusu too.
Okay.
Na ye wo Papi. Suwo. Na ye wo Ben biso ewo.
I see.
Nti no.
Full squad pa.
Full squad pa. Oso wa mami menda anaje de bia wo gumodo communication ani.
Oh, that's good.
Nti no. And I recognize on.
That's good. Yes, that's it. Doc, Sydney I appreciate it. But it is not reflecting on air prices of goods. Yes, again, the phone say, nya dia, one betimi ate eniema bo so. Esan say they don't trust the capabilities of this government to sustain the appreciating of the city. Enti nya dia mo te eniema bo so. Won bo hu so ko te eniema bo so se twintwan. Na dollar na sha ase se enya hoden a e kapa e na wo mo bebo. Wadaroma the adwadifo kan eto say.
Osi anope mensa so nche wo etefo na hwefo nyina. Osi they are not far from the truth.
Okay.
They are not far from the truth. You see this moment here yenya currency stabilization. Osi yehie bido. I quite remember time His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Oloko in 2017. Now inflation was around 14.7, almost 15% inflation. Osi, the main finance minister can offer at him the buy the bus single digit. Or that was single digit the lowest in the history of this country when it comes to inflation. And you know what we are seeing right now, only different. But my video even at that time at the currency of Ghana, was performing better against other currencies. And NDC who came to sit on television and they were rubbishing it, especially Sami Jemfi. I have seen some videos say we should not give credence to the government for the performance. Enti no mawesi ni bi esida. Na yenhwe how since yenya currency stabilization. You see, in 2022 to 2023, Tama na yen currency no onam so. Now His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia came with an intervention that yen international gold reserve no overform. That is why our economy is not stable. So one, let us increase our gold reserve. International from NPP Yerukono. Now yeja gold reserve 30.5 tons, 30.53 tons. And we promise that the steps will come to stabilize the city. International IMF prediction show that this year our single digit inflation this year. So NDC government, if it's not moving to achieve the single digit, it means that we deceive Ghanaians. Because NPP laid the foundation. So IMF even back our effort with the prediction. So we are looking for the single digit inflation at this time. Even our currency will be stable and be stronger against the other currencies because of our gold reserve. One prudent thing that the NDC government has to continue to do is to add up to our gold reserve. Now, since you go different, are also expressing different opinions. They want him to one your mabonodo. Oh, see, it is very true. Because one thing in there say, if you bang your hope on NDC government, you lose. So if you bang your hope on NDC government, you will lose. It's since you know that everybody has its own price or the tonadi. Everybody has its own price or the tonadi. Why? Because they can't trust the government. But we can all say that one, I think we are all Ghanaians. So they should look at the fact that we are all Ghanaians, and let us help each other. Because government, only 10% salary increment. Only 10%. See, when you go to the teaching sector, say if teachers are calling to share the increment, some had as low as 200 cedis addition of salary. And actually teachers, for example, we are the majority workforce in this country. And some nurses are until say actually 10%. Our NDC government told us that this economy is a crime scene. Therefore, well, 10% increment. Until say actually so be already 200 cedis what that on the salary do. Next is an local marketer. Next any fellow Ghanaians who will mobile. No one reducing the prices. Especially Ghanaians will suffer. Until say that I want to work on our dinner. They should look at us as fellow Ghanaians. Now, one manage one prices so that it will reflect on our salary. Because 10% today, in the electricity on 20%. Electricity and water. And the next quarter, there will be an increment in the next quarter. Internet this year, umbrano. Na electricity increment obabano. It will be far more than the salary increment.
Yeah.
Internet that this government has not dealt with Ghanaians fairly. I want to watch his canam. Look at the budget work for all the ministries. I want to watch his canam. But the ordinary Ghanaians on the street, they are rather suffering. In the Ghana for where you want a decent NDC came to power. And the Echo Gold Board there. And the Sami Jemfisi, okay, the staff nina no PMMC staff wonya wo ja wonyinedi. NDC full soldiers no one you want local. And you say Echo all the sectors called NLA, called DVLA, called GRA, Ghana Water Port, Gwenji all workers in. So what if you are 1 year juma? It is on a high level. Until no send yes say for the day. Let them not look at the government. Let us look at fellow Ghanaians. The CCR, NDC appointees work at the Ghana den into 1-2 Abama one. And the young when the Ghana na why den, I want the one who kotokum no one if you wire do. But the ordinary Ghanaian is suffering, and the NDC government. This year, we read the budget. There was no employment allocation.
Yes.
This year, what the total freeze? What that to all government agencies do? 1-4 Biara. That is why, in order to create vacancies for their parties, they are sacking Ghanaians who are already been employed. Into yesterday that mom won't share NDC government. Mom won't share. Now Ghanaians are suffering, and the NDC government, the government that promised reset, that promised 24 hours economy. This government rather is killing Ghanaians.
Okay.
Into yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because it's a social budget, no be auto electricity 500 cedis a month. Nowadays, almost 20% with water and electricity. Calculate the margin. Our account. Now for your salary.
Okay.
Into no, yes, sir. Market from there. Mom won't share government, no. Mom won't share Ghanaians, no. Now wanted to warn your mother kakra. When you them this year, no, unquery, no. Ghanaians will really suffer under NDC.
Thank you so much, Dr. Frederick Boahin. And indeed, reset na one more cast one be reset. And ya Ghana no one be reset you. One be reset one more bottom. That is it.
Osi.
One more be reset one more bottom.
Watch it.
Watch it. The omo Canada omo ye no ana clearly it shows say and ya Ghana ho dontina one e buy one be reset one more bottom.
Watch afa.
Watch now, Doc. Gold board acting CEO Samuel Jemfi also pacho or pagana for chow the oye no wanye ni no kra de na akomapa no de ye o de boamo browa nam so da ma wo no nim eye sofo konfo agrada moa obi otimi eyi sika na sika no udi nyina na etu da be no be ye hiani mobrowa ni a wo beboa no na beboa no mpo anka wo de fa Ghana CDC bi bua no you see, I know about them when you're to me, we are acting CEO. Our gold body into dollars and qua and a woody. And you want man dollars no bond the good come. No, because say, okay, I'm putting any old damn dear year. Dollars no, there is we are that's so. Passing now, no dollars be. Now, and Ryan and the chief of staff have to suffer and said, one brand new mission and Samba community and Sabi. I think the minority say. With immediate effect, President John Mahama and suspended na fi on share investigation ase baby asami jemfinya dollars no a the chair no e free ye Wadaroma enkomo abetop no so nie yentio
Osi.
Yes sir.
You see, it's not about Sami Jemfi apologizing. It's about the president acting on his word. Also, men are trapped by their words, cowed by their horns. It's about the president acting on his word. Simple. You see, when the president, he wrote a book about himself. Also, one character of Honorable President John Dramani Mahama Nyinde or indecisive. But when he is coming back for re-election, he promised Ghanaian that he is a changed person. He's coming to do better. So one, if the president want to promise us that this time he is a firm president, not according to his personality being indecisive, this is the time. The code of conduct now establishing, he has to apply it. Mr. President, you know the country musisia, but we are waiting for the dismissal letter of Sami Jemfi. You need to apply it because code of conduct, also one, serve the public with integrity and impartiality. 2, place national interest above personal interest. 3, avoid misuse of office and state resources. 4, declare and manage any potential conflict of interest. 5, eschew, in other words, avoid opulence and be accountable for the use of public funds. So, Mr. President, this is the time Ghanaians are expecting the presidency in you. What appointees, say if they don't do this, you will dismiss them. And we are looking forward that you honor your word and dismiss Sami Jemfi. Dismiss him. This is not suspension, it's about dismissal. Now, there, tell my NPP our power. Cecilia Dapani KCB are the neutrals who were knowledge in law and seasoned in opinion, like Martin Pebu, Professor Jampo, how they came on the president. When it comes to Cecilia Dapa, Nikesi, and the man who Martin Pebu trying to defend Sami Jemfi, when it comes to this issue, that car no money any office space. So now, Wale ya meye hunde sisi apehimbi otine TV do biala expressing his opinion. We need to take them to psychiatric hospital to check the integrity of their mind.
Say utimi o Martin Pebu timi ba be ka kire say car no enye public space.
Yes.
Na private abode na sebe impreduasa abna da pa ne de ono ne dem ho na a public way meboa
I said I am so shocked
that's in here one adwene ayato fom a ya fa adwene apopa san so de awrom.
This is a man who is a lawyer. Hey. Sometimes like I'm the year upon year no whether way a mental evaluation.
Yes,
because some people don't deserve to talk when it comes to national opinion. You see, Mehu Pablo, NDC Pablo, who is condemning Sami Jemfi Ati.
Yeah.
I have seen a post from Kevin Taylor calling Sami Jemfi an idiot for such a performance. Ashanti Regional Minister is also disappointed. But you are here defending. You see, I quite remember Asedu Ketia, he granted an interview. I'm the last 2 months. No, okay there. One, Mama NDC appointees, you know, on your beard for presidency. This early stage. Now they should allow His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to work, because they will go to 2028 election based on the performance of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na two, man oya no so kese nye de mama scandal ekor ana ebien on bobom. Se ekor ana ebien boboma, it will be the end of the party. So adia impayinfo in NDC, they are afraid that obesi. Look at the young guys, what they are doing. Sami Jemfi, you sat on national television, say, Hartel, or your Baumedia. Now, electricity be a yaboto biano no. Baumia 1%. Now, the whole year no. I'm the Baumia over 150 million Ghana cedis or so. That is Sami Jemfi. And the NDC ba power, Yenya Sam Georgia, Hartel will celebrate 120 years. And then this if we need wako, because when him there no nya ba dia, but they intentionally go papa no fin. What the two Ghana hina dwunum there Hartel or ya ba dia. Muhu yene Attorney General no ho, and he made a speech and a statement to be there. Ghanaian businesses, we should support it. But when you are in opposition, you criticize this. So look at the things you did to an MPP when you were in power. Sami Jemfi with any post in saying less than 2 months. Less than 2 months.
Yeah.
Your propaganda ye and waswaba in your position.
Yeah.
Less than 2 months. And they let $1 for lorry fare. One for top petrol. Fuel.
Agradaye mobro wa hiani.
Now, Messi, I mean, Western region ha. NDC communicator among when they look at radio from this moment and yet serious. When you go to radio, when you go to radio, NDC communicators ne they been where one time I went to a radio station before I'm about the Friday I'm about me this in be na yewie no no se opam chow men ka bi ma no na wa bre
wo ko ka bi man o ka bi ama no MPP mu ana o ka bi ama no NDC mu
tam wo be phone lines no so opam chow men ka bi ma no men me bi asisi I was one call radio biom men me bi ma was one call radio biom. Why? Because the party ne ben wonya one seed impo the appointment letters once and came. And that was Sami Jemfi. Sami Jemfi. $80 million $2,000 echema agrada na car ne kita no Prado se V8 ne kita no agrada oba no odi bi bay. So you and agrada you were using the same model of car. And you are describing agrada or a mobrowa. Hey, NDC. So now this is their description of mobrowa.
Alrighty.
Sami Jemfi. Mobrowa is agrada.
Also a mobrowa.
So if you're able to give fuel $2,000, how much more no go can? How much more no go can? You see, Mr. President, don't take Ghanaians for granted. Because when NDC won the election, Adekwa would do 2 when there, since Ghanaians are discerning. That is why they voted against MPP and voted for NDC.
Yeah.
The same discerning Ghanaians, they are still alive. They are not dead. They are still alive and not dead. So, if your communicators are coming only the one, what grassroots are coming only the one, and you can only think that Agrada is the only one or your mobrowa. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. But we are waiting on the president. It's not about the apology. It's about the president acting upon his word. As the president of this country, who has established a code of conduct for appointees, and we expect a high level of expectation from any public appointees. If he does not make example of Sami Jemfi, the president in one end, come 2028, NDC should not have the audacity to even talk to any Ghanaian. Because what has happened right now, it is very shameful. Ghanaian dollars, also for lorry fare. Ghanaian dollars for lorry fare. Hey, na extra video no pa agrada shum sikani nyina o. Na agrada catch ni pokita camera and the becha. Sami Jemfi, how can you be controlled like that? So clearly, no, you NDC appointee now the opulence, no, is now their benchmark. Shadanu she Felix Ofosukwache, she time alternative video. E hu phones are no CC, ni table ni ma. 2 phones. What's a crown $11,000? Yeah. 2 phones. No see Felix Ofosukwache nim. Hey, so less than 5 months in government. What at all has happened now? In the NDC appointees in Nina spending money like Onyeshi. Spending money like Onyeshi. And it is very shameful. Me, I've told Ghanaians that one of our greatest mistakes is voting for NDC. Yeah. And we are yet to see. Okay. As some NDC came, they are running away from it. But come 2028, I don't think that NDC will have the strength there. What about the walk for re-election? All right. No.
Doc, my nasi, papa. O'Hare brother, it's exactly 54 minutes gone past 8. Kafra, we say, Oscar, good morning. It is only you and a few can brief us on all these laws. Oscar, could you believe that the NDC members in Sekiri also went to the office of the Forestry Commission to sack the regional manager from his office and lock the doors, all because the manager doesn't belong to the ruling NDC party? Even yesterday, they did the same thing at the office of the Forestry Commission in Enchi. Resetting, I don't know. Anyone, I don't know. Bianca, I don't know. Sir Obama Edifri quota for say Ghana is indeed going through a hell under incompetent maestro John Mahama. The president, vice president, speaker of parliament have all traveled. The chief justice to serve as interim too has been suspended on hatred grounds. Appointees like Sami Jemfi is able to share money like billionaire, and the corruption agencies like Special Prosecutor, Shraj, NIB are all quiet because culture of silence has been instituted. All these is because of Ghanaians of stingy. Why? That's it. We had say we should endure for the next 4 years. Yeah, that's Obama. Good morning. Good morning to your team as well for your wonderful job you are doing for the people of Western region and beyond. As for President John Mahama and the NDC, the least you say about them, the better. Nanado brought drip to improve on the works of every district, only for all the drivers and operators to be sacked. Ghana is bleeding under the NDC. I am Manuel from Eziama inside Western region. Or no idea what they buy. So I don't know. Anyway, when you obey the atom, so your bows were Bema and Yamawa, Bema, were friend to ma, Ashimuk. Where papa? When I said you will be an idea in your papa yepe. Cause you did the atom. Why? Drying. Cosua, the atom. Some watching way for Saman Kessin or the buy also good morning. It is not wealthy how NDC propagandists are celebrating the city, appreciating and claiming credit for work they have not done. At the same time, the prices of essential goods like cement, electricity, food items remain highly inflated. If they are taking credit for the city appreciation, then we expect them to reduce the cost of living and high rates of goods. I heard the president has outlined a code of conduct for his appointees. So the question is, will he stand by his words to crack the whip? Then Sami Jemfi's case should be a test case for him, demonstrating his commitment to fighting corruption. Ghana money, yo, Ghana money. Hashtag Mahama stop Galamsey now. Wano idea what they buy. And so, I don't know. Utro nyansa semba ebe kinkan dia ma utro jimie ba ene udu jimie ne be kop baby a odi free ade bai me se utro nyansa semba ebe kinkan nyansa na utro dia ma utro jimie ba ujimie no de be kop baby a di free bai. Okay, yanto aso na yanko we di odi abosi. Oscar, good morning. A bag of cement now is selling between 120 to 130 in Sunyane. Reset mu asante hene. Hey, I'm on for where do you are, boss? Oscar, good morning. My name is Teacher Constitution from Viamwase. Hello, President Mahama. Where are you and your vice? As both of you are not in Ghana, Sami Jemfi and his gold board are misusing our money by using dollars for Mamia Grada. Please, I am reporting from Ghana. When you come back, sack him and ask the OSP to invite him for questioning. Greetings, Honorable Mavis in Kansa Bwedu and Koka and Mr. Owusu Bempa of Ahonjo Inshia. Yes, so. Okay, one way or the buy, I don't know. Masawood, Edifi, Kumasi, Bantama, and Odu about say the stabilization of the city is meaningless if it cannot be linked to the prices of goods and services. The government took office with the promise of resetting the country. At the time they took over, cement price was 85 Ghana cedis. As we speak now, cement price is around 130. If you stabilize the city and the price of goods keep rising, it is ineffective. Wano idea what they buy, I don't know. And I don't know. Teacher Kujo Edifi Triabodomo say, Oscar, good morning. Another achievement fulfilled. Bank of Ghana has the rates, but Sami Jemfi has the dollars. Sami Jemfi's action not only a display of fiscal recklessness, but also a betrayal of public trust and a slap in the face of millions of Ghanaians grappling with inflation and an unbearable cost of living. Ghanaians should stop complaining and enjoy what they wish for. President Mahama and his corrupt gangs came into government to make money for themselves. Sami Jemfi has never shared dollars in this country until he was appointed CEO of Gold Board. Reset in Mu Pro Max. Where was it? Reset in Mu Pro Max. Agwaba akwede reset in Mu Asantehene. That's framity. That's what you nice pa. Yeah, that's it. Where you say, Oscar, good morning and good morning to your guest. Please explain to Ghanaians how we benefited from $58 million being spent on a manhole. If you are done, then Ghanaians can listen to you. 2028, both NDC and MPP are not getting any vote. We have tried them out and did not work. Vote Ghanaians will not give them any vote. Cause ebia me as an individual no will not vote for the NDC or the MPP. When him prefer said NDC ne MPP and so yadom ntem. NDC abay odi ahwede omo ye. Na fa to MPP die ho. Wan kasa obedi no kura ma ho a obehu no difference na ewo mu no. Yada say we so say Oscar, good morning. Nana Bosompem Akwetia, God will expose NDC about all what they criticize NPP in opposition. What will happen in what happened in close scenes? Agrada is Sami Jemfi's date. Hey, anyway, messages nisi I say do no ho e beje bra be kinkan. Yes sir.
Mershane appointment letter.
Okay.
Of Sami Jemfi.
101.3.
Osi. Appointment and term. The employer hereby appoint Mr. Samuel Jemfi as Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Cocoa Board effective 5th April 2025. Into a chere less than 2 months. Na enimne salary
ya boss wa how ya boss wa bo niema benefit ni na so ase etini clearly e che opa se ene we ye se tam se bosumi bia no oje 125,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes,
the kambo mu afimu ni nyina no 1.5 million Ghana cedis and oje
a Ghanaian teacher from college am do oje 3,000 Ghanaian teacher a month.
And so
3,000.
Yes, here Master Sami Jemfi Gardner.
Yes,
4,000, 40 million. Obi odo do keke. E was Sami Jemfi fie no 4,000. Na Ghanaian trained teacher, qualified teacher. 3,000.
One to snitch in film. Not a phone to one day. One to income tax in film.
But doc, I don't blame President John Mahama. Yamfa blame no nkosi sa constitution no so 1902 constitution no ena emma kwamaya sesa wo memu sika nyina de ama nipa ba kufuo enti no until say ye nyina be hunu say aha na edi wo man ne demo no a ye betu ho na mo no sa na mo nyina be koso akoso adegudi nti aye nti ho nkomonie wo mo be ye ho adwuma no e benefit from sa niema no enti no nya dia one bet chura dia baso and your CEO salaries no one makano political appointees ni salaries ni yente so it is benefiting them and kanya sanka wama ye ho adwuma de dada
Sami Jemfi ni Gardner
receive 4,000
salary more than Ghanaian teacher.
That is it. 4,000 Ghana cedis a month.
Gardner
dodo pra
hey
security 6,000 or family.
Wow.
I say so ne clothing allowance. And you're working 15% out of his annual salary. That is 1.5 million near the amount. Clothing allowance.
Wow.
You say wow.
You see, NDC government is a very wicked government. This is the government that told us it's a Ghana economy, a crime scene. A crime scene. A mismanaged economy. In the Ebenet creative office. Ethiopia. 125,000 a month. Na ne security.
Hey. Me say until see bias constitution no bibi e fa public appointment na CEOs ni sa we no. And there is no way aban bia bad your be ya no be the constitution actually no no be. E je me ho no so bon kra de me fa mo John Mahama. Me say constitution no ankasa no. Sa clauses ni article na ho no. Yes sa no asa.
Also serious.
Because ya discover nyina manipa ba akofo. Ya be ya kwan a na ya de ensa to ensa ya mo akwam ne akobo besia. E de abe ya kwan. Calculate the number of CEOs o mo mamu a. Na hwe market yare say entimi ntwa ekwan wo Ghana ha. Benefit kro munya kura ne timisi hospitals wo Ghana ha. Enso no constitution na ama kwan. And a president for no so ba wo mo edi so. Until say sa bogus obisi make bogus wa one ma be chere me na me so twa kai sa until say sa bogus constitution one be review no masa sa na be ko but look your critical issue be a ese di hu nkomanse ya so but you are aware say as we speak now Ghana ye ni president.
Oh, of course, Osi.
You are aware?
I'm aware. Ankasa. You see, on your any president, is any presidential authority be out? Any presidential authority in this country?
Oh my God!
And she is a president in here. Abambabi, Oko.
Yeah.
Abambabi privileges or enjoy beyond a chief justice no enjoyer. NDC ba power. Wash on when they would be my minadian. Only beyond would be my minadio. And only ha. Any chief justice no so NDC say my minute to kwan. Tonino kunuko. Intino was suspending. Wunji nedi. So look at the power vacuum we are enjoying in this country. And then we don't have a president. We don't have presidential authority in this country. This is the country we are having. You see, me say NDC came but to still destroy Ghana and Wakokeke. They are not here to do anything beneficial to any Ghanaian. Now, this government to a serious and called the 300 million Ghana cedis, also the Kakra part or the Kakra sanitary part. No, I check that I'm a student. I'm a community student in this country.
Article 60. Clause 8, 11, and 12, and making it clear, say, especially Article 8, Article 60, Clause 8, say, President in Niwa, I say Vice President, take you over.
Yes.
Article 11 making it clear, say, Vice President in Niwa, as a Speaker of Parliament, yes, sworn in.
Yes.
Now, or act as a president.
Yes.
Good. Last Sunday, Mother's Day, say, President Mahama, no Nikromwa.
Of course.
Ejebisa say adenti na wo ko when you know Article 60 Clause 11 no so now one Speaker of Parliament na tira kwan one sworn in because Vice President ni wo ba mu hadada enti wo so kwa to be na fa wachi jano aye speaker no so no free kromu ase on the 8th May no wo ma biem ye ana John Mahama wa okoye enti Sunday no e by Monday ni nyina no no my Ghana president bi antia konwa ne so me any president but no pay me worry ni say adenti na womu say womu ye CSOs womu ye lawyers a womu suade ama ene sabe aburu adane o makasakasa nyina no obi aye din on this sensitive critical constitutional breach President Mahama I exhibited. Why are they quiet?
Osi, why wouldn't they be quiet? Because be somewhere there, Sisian who CSOs, our seasoned journalist during MPP time, and our casa from an opportunity in Brino. One and the NDC by 1 appointing. One,
yeah,
no 1 appointing. So Sisian who is there to talk? One and 1 appointing. Martin Pebo Kaka Oratimu, Professor Jampo, Oko Ghana Shepherds Council, Nana Yajantu, our presidential staffer.
Yes.
Joy News presenters. Share TV3. And so, who are you expecting to talk in this instance? Because all the mad peace who we thought that one, they love Ghana. So they were talking in the interest of Ghana. No? And they are no more. They have really shown colors that they belong to NDC. Not that they had Ghana at heart. It's in Obi anymore. So with this issue, so Nyame now ayebet. One no baka. Shasami Jem finish we ended the monitor the national televisions na yenim no. Question one all discuss. Nobody is discussing. So from what you are saying right now, the power vacuum are you experiencing? Osi so nyawo onyame onye TV station in oba kanwasama. One oba kanwasam. Which has was say ano. E should share the oba kanwasam. Imani Ghana na.
Time.
Imani Ghana na.
Well no.
Ana one listen, who are you expecting? The TV3 ana. Joy News ana. They are all gone.
But me say
City TV they are all gone.
Na me dwi hu kwa eche na msenka the ACCC enka na nado ene wa kodwa no so. Ki benya aso o mamu a.
Anka from Anopay. All them anka from the
bomwa.
Johnny Hughes na anka de ba start anopa. Obi a Captain Smart wa ba. Na Dum TV na Joy News wa ba boso. Na City News wa ba boso. Then what dimi nyina the whole. It's every Ghanaian will wake up to Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo who is not performing. That is the story. But in the where are they? They are all gone.
I see.
And you know, since why better sir, I mean now, if you don't rise above level to speak against such matters now, nobody. And since you had no, maybe a man in all kono. Very soon, says and cousin will be able to abuano.
Yeah.
If you not talk, it will come into your yard and you see where you defend it. Text messages every day of all regional offices here, NDC are still invading. Nobody is talking about it.
Yeah.
Power vacuum, nobody is talking about it. Sami Jemfina Semsonyawa, nobody is talking about it.
Yeah.
In terms of appointment, why? Because they want Ghana to go as they are. And when they're now, okay, Chicha Friva. Also one. Now NDC want to do divide and rule. So now, what you're carefully selecting some people, so that they can rule over the others.
Yeah.
So you just have to come out to speak the truth to power as we are doing. And you know, Mr. President, he has to explain to Ghanaians why such actions. Why is Ghana in this state whereby any presidential authority in this country?
Yeah.
Why? Is it what he promised Ghanaians? You know that the vice president cannot be vice president. And you brought the woman. And if that Bambabin cannot be a Bambabin, then you brought a Bambabin. So that they will just leave this country into a disarray without any cost to the ordinary Ghanaian.
Anyway, Doc, my any message is now in Twaso. We see a friend who call for this year, Kwame Yabua, or if you call Tafun or the buy. Or say, Oscar, good morning. It's the special prosecutor, Kisia Jaben, who is always interested in NPP members' cases, still in this country, and he has not extended any invitation to Sami JV for his wanton display of gold dollars to Agrada as fuel gift. I don't blame him, but the very people who deceived President Nadam Kwaku-Fuadu to make such error appointment to NPP enemy, he can pretend that he hasn't heard the dollar saga about NDC appointee, but we are waiting patiently to hear him talking about any MPP member's case, and he will hear more sounds. Was there this in here? Sikadie basanie. Where you say, Oscar, good morning. Or say the Ayazu Azan family is highly complicit when it comes to double standard. The same people who saw everything wrong with Cecilia Daper's incidents are the same people defending Sami Jemfi's showbooting with American choppable dollars. Do the math. 2,000 is more than the annual salaries of lecturers, bankers, doctors, nurses, and most civil servants. The average Ghanaian will work for a whole year before securing such an amount, but it was given out to a random stranger for common fuel. And not to talk about the non-charlatan attitude when the rest were snatched. This, think about it very well before you join in the defense. For the zombies who barely benefit from the loot but defend everything senseless, I have a message for you. Already or the buy, I don't know, message in the wapa, but or say your friend Joshua Obin, Tescon President UMAT, SRID Escado Campus, Joseph Mayanchia will now pay for a year your message. Where you say, when President Akufo-Addo increased salaries of public workers to 30%, Professor Jampo said it wasn't enough, but his government gave us 10%. How can the president go to negotiation table? Or also, I don't know, where's your friend of black foreigner? Or the free BBNI, and whatever I'll say, thank you for the good work you are doing. Black foreigner, I also, yeah, that's a papa, why? I may unsure be powerful a year, your message. Some 17 minutes gone past a year 9. Doc, the final one, NPP, restructuring, and indeed, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, thank you to the Ashisha. So I 13 regions. Currently, he's on break. 3 regions now. After break, Obabana wetimi ababe twaso. Thank you to. Ebi mo say, modern person cracks within the party. Ebi wusu say aha. Wohwe kasa bi a wo di eye mpanifo na chi kasa ne ho nkro ne ba. Thank you to no kra no aba just a divide eye party no. Wadwen kire ewo eye DMB na MPP thank you to ne ho. Eye de we ya so far 13 regions gone. Aka 3 more regions. Na yetimi e de aba wie.
Osi. I think thank you to was started with Western region.
Yeah.
I was there when they came to the party office ewaha. And then who party from paying for in the ordinary sense nanka they all came around and it was a very beautiful event when they came. But Eshe ma echitafono how are they are replying each other? It is not fair at all. Sometimes in the moment that they think that what they are doing, na kasa wari kasa, they think that they are talking for themselves. But today when this party has over 6 million followers. Over 6 million followers. And them 6 million followers, when you sit on any national television to talk, it affects majority of these followers. And maintain that the majority of this MPP and the followers are interested in the negative bashment this is not what the followers of MPP are looking for. In fact, they are looking for a united front.
Yeah.
Whereby we can fight on all fronts. But the main in the kasa in the company so kasa wahadi it is not helping at all. Sometimes they could do baby, then they will refer you to some of these things. It's not fair. What I believe in that election it should be contest of ideas. Simple. Let it be contest of ideas. Maintain that every NPP Nibiala will go and vote for election based on insult. They will vote on ideas. Intino say Prime Minister Wobokwe, if you have any idea on how to shape the party, that is when how you should talk about it. But rather speaking evil against each other day. Because I don't pay NPP for. NPP for ankasa. And the reforms will happen. Reforms no obesi so that adibia yanyen ye ewo 8 years imuno we can do it better. And I'm looking forward that reforms your bebe no it should improve. Mama made the party no like physically no and for the optics no you demonstrate some opulence and arrogance it is not happening at all. Yes, and your mommy you lose election ya one basis in your damada pa delegate system. Miss on the voting day, obi nkoto about on koto, cause what you niska wa membi. Ami, on few kumambra town but aba on bada. These are some of the things that led to our downfall. Intimidate the reforms no Lebanon, constitutional reforms no. I think it will reflect on some of these areas, so that ochina ye na did the message ye and the down. Na emomuno after the election, most important no. Meaning those election yabokwa nintampa.
Yeah.
Yabokwa nintam. So that there will be more time for reconciliation. And NDC, our test will be the Prime Minister Yeba Bokwe. It will be very hot than ever. But sen yes, in the word hot on your contest of ideas. You come together to fight for them common goal. That is to win the election come 2028. And to develop Ghana. Today, Mr. NPP here by Yejeno. Because the only party all the social interventions abapa wabwa Ghana for is MPP, whether you like it or yes. On a CPP new, a movement new. The truth is the truth. Only MPP. Now yet the interventions aba. So when MPP is not in power, Ghana always move backwards. Intino, yes sir. Prime Minister Yeba Bokweno. Na election Yeba Bokweno. Let us follow the directive of the national. Na mama young keka yahu. Now we are all one. I but no fed MPP for you as a group. You see how cordial it is. And then this if we watch shine that the minister me obesisi with MPP so that they will take our eyes off the price. Inti yesre that let us all come back together. Thank you Tonu. I'm praying that they will complete all the thank you tour because some party follow will be His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Ohun da obi hu na bi da obi hu na komia da nti se wo hu mpemfo dem on the national tour in team for jonum na do hu na o ma wone areshema na wona hu keka no osor biom. So it is a very good opportunity or time ye betim de reorganize our base so that they will be nyadame ahun keka for the party again. Na mom no yeto abani wia. Let us come back together as one party and let us fight for the common goal because NDC clearly more credited. Mijidi don't talk 2 years mbra. NDC would have lost the election before the election.
Okay.
So over to them time, how prepared will we be as a party? Njosi, me the masam kanye that woma yenye no bokodama so that we can win this election come 2028 because jina me jina America sa NPP for wali ejuma nyina obiane ni that in the 2028 we win this election. But obi wo grassroots are all work hard no nebi obi o national and nyame adom ko do national. Now let's say the effort of the grassroots ayo yeden enti yesre let us all fight for a common goal. New win election come 2028.
Dr. Frederick Wahin, a member of the NPP Western Regional Communications team, now super papa. Abusia nyame adoma ochina Wednesday 14th May, right? His Excellency former Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Brussels the 2025 IDU forum no okona wako kasa ewo asie ye wish no all the best of luck ne honkro de ba etino ochina enafi Thursday no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ebeko Brussels na wako akodi enkomo anopa yi so ma men solicit for support for the incoming national chairman of the New Patriotic Party Bernard Entwibo Esiakon chairman wuntumi wonyameba Kwame Entwibo Esiakon beba chaw emre ni duru ahwe baby a MPP gina sisi a no se ye pe se ye nya tumi biemu a esese ye to abadema obi a onim grassroots adwuma na ni so obi a ene NDC fo no akura esuro no obi a waka se empunu na epunu ene enye dindin komkom ne mayefo ni bi no ye pe obi a na ni so hye na what politics ase na what grassroots politics ase na ye hwa adwumaden a chairman untumi aye over the years ediama the New Patriotic Party both national and afi Ashanti regional baby adri die tumi ni beba nanso no se ye nya a national chairman a wakwadare pa ewo campaign yemu say e be obetimi enya more vote for the victory of the party none other than chairman wuntumi etini mi na duru a ene esi ahene ne etu ahene fo ewo party no mu monkai chairman wuntumi na wo medi party nanimu as the national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Ejumadi awaye over the years, sefata se nei ye to abama no na wobeye national chairman of the party na wotimi steer the affairs of the party na ototo niema ema enkunimdie mapa enso eba. Etanopai ene chairman wuntumi baby a wo bia do ye yimpaye kase de ma mpaye soronko pa ena ye yi dia ma se nyame be mo ahoden mapa na fe emenu duru a wahye wanmunyamo ama party no so etimi afa ntoma papa enso ede efra abusia medindi Osikani Frimpong Manso metina mudi ma barima ba na kunadu abupra yenna production team ni nyina se bade workers yetina se anopa no nsiampa mu no mra so yetimi esoso wachiema ba AS Angel ena a leading production no heavily supported by Abna Sewa Mediampong, Michael Jaro, MCR, Samuel Dingo, and operative cameras in Kelly, social media, and the Yabo Sunano, where you digumusa, the Amaya, Mana Prek air technician on duty. Medini Osikani Frimpong Manso, Yami Muso, Kana Shannon to say Premutua, wobɛhyia abena ɛna afei ɔkyerɛma ba wontumi awia prɛmto berɛ kaseɛ bɔ live on Western Diamond TV wɔm de bɛba afei no ɔnan bɔ a ɔma ne mpuntuo adwumadie so hyia ɔkyerɛma ba na ɛnkɔbɔ aka akyire nyinaa nso wontumi ɛmfa ɛmmɛdan wo abusua yapɔn na yɛpɔn no yɛka nyinaa ne sɛ hwɛ wo ho so yie sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ ho ɛnkɔnkɔba asɛm wohyia wo nua a serekyerɛ no kyea no nipa nsɛ hwɛ yɛnkyɛn na nipa adi amia 6 feet ɛyɛ adakatea dum yɛ ne a ɔkyena no pa